Are here.
And Pam in Taylorsville says aloha from Taylorsville. In Taylorsville, that means hello and goodbye.
And
because
on this day, in 2020, U.S. folk singer John Prine died at age of 73 due to, can you guess, in 2020 what he might have passed away from?
Would it be COVID?
The vid. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So we won't play My Ding-a-Ling. This is actually, that's sort of a high class My Ding-a-Ling.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean it really is. It's much cleverer than My Ding-a-Ling. It's a clever song. You've got to give it that, and it's well done.
He released his debut album in 1971. Put out 19 studio albums in all.
What would John Prine's biggest hit be? He's very. I know a lot of people think highly of him, but I can't think of.
According to this, In Spite of Ourselves,
yeah,
very popular. But what do you have?
This says Sam Stone.
Sam Stone.
I don't know that. Is Angel from Montgomery? No, he didn't write Angel from Montgomery. He recorded it, though.
Did your Uncle Tom Russell know him?
Yeah, of course.
Well, call Uncle Tom right now.
Ask him what his best song is. Did he write Angel from Montgomery? He didn't
Probably.
write that, did he?
Sam Stone came home to his wife and family.
Yes, Angel from Montgomery.
He did write it?
Yeah,
yeah,
also
that's got to be
his biggest hit.
Yeah, that's a great song.
And the time that he...
All right. Let me get into it.
The flies from Montgomery make me a poster of an old rodeo.
And everybody's recorded this,
Just
too.
give me one thing that I can hold on to believe in this living is just a hard way to go.
Kind of a debate whether this is his best known song or Sam Stone.
Bad Brad says this is it. Angel
That's what I would think.
I like the line in Sam Stone, there's a hole in Daddy's arm where all the money goes.
Oh, jeez. That's horrible.
Hard way to go. When I was a young girl, I had me a cowboy. He weren't much to look at, just a free rambling man. But that was a long time. No matter how I tried, the years just flow by like a broken down dam.
Nice.
Yeah, you really have to be an aficionado, I mean, just really, it's John Prine, I'm going to get into John Prine and really...
That's not it.
Hang on.
What's this one? What are you looking for?
Brad says he has cousins who live in Ogden.
John Prine does?
I guess.
Or does Brad have cousins?
Well, Brad, too. No, I don't think Brad. John Prine. They're Ogden people, Bill.
Wow. Now I'm obligated to get into John Prine.
I think you have to now.
Yeah.
I had me a cowboy. He weren't much to look at, just a free rambling man. But that was a long time.
I'm waiting for Mike in Nashville to say, the Dave Matthews Band did this.
Yeah, I'm sure they covered that.
Like a broken down dam.
Wow. John Prine, there's a little education for you on farting around this morning. Pretty nice. Pretty nice.
A little bit.
I watched on the plane. I finally saw A Complete Unknown.
Oh, yeah.
Bob Dylan.
Yeah, and?
they're contemporaries. It made me think of
Well,
that.
no, but I mean, what did you think of the movie? What?
I thought, because there was all the hype. Oh, he should win Best Actor, and it was fine.
I thought he was pretty good.
Well, he did win Best Actor.
No, he didn't.
Who did?
The Adrian Brody.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, with the long speech.
Yeah.
No, it was fine. I think Bob Dylan is hard because he's Bob Dylan. Like, there's not a lot there.
Huh?
He's pretty one note. He's pretty.
Well,
You mean performing?
No,
As Bob
even
Dylan.
Even just as
a
walking
person?
around Bob Dylan.
I don't know. We started getting into listening to Bob Dylan at dinner time now.
Yeah.
Because, we listen to an album while we have dinner. And after we saw that movie, Sue said, "All right, we're going to go down to Bob Dylan hole."
Yeah.
And so she started with his first album, and we're on our way.
yeah.
And yeah, his first couple albums perhaps were that way.
Yeah.
But then as you're progressing,
He progressed.
he progresses.
Oh, he did. He certainly did.
But not in the music. I just meant women are getting upset with him, and he's just kind of like, all right. Like, he's just sort of the same.
That's true. No, I mean,
Oh, well.
they.
Why are you leaving?
He was
Okay.
he was kind of a dick. They
Can
don't
I
shy
come to
away
your
from
house? Okay, I'll go. I mean, just like
I'm out of. Okay, I'll leave you.
it's just
I
sort
don't want to bother me. I don't want to bother you. Goodbye.
of the same.
Maybe that's well. So he
I
was
think
brilliant.
I guess, yeah. He was good at doing that. But,
Yes.
But there's not a lot of range needed there, is what I'm saying.
Now I've definitely got to see this because I think you're probably wrong. But I can't argue with you because
Because you haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it. So
I liked it. Anyway, all right, there you go.
This has been Farting Around with Carrie, Bill, and Gina on X96, Radio from Hell.
okie dokie. We're going to take a break here. And then we'll come back and we will take your check-ins. We'd like to hear from you in the morning. 877-602-9696 is the number. Call us, won't you, please? 877-602-9696. Just check in. How was your weekend? What are you doing this week? What are you doing today? Just give us a call. You can also text us if you like, 33986.
All right, randlife.com/x96.
Well, one thing I know is that Rand Life is a local mortgage company. And I know that because they were my mortgage company and always had a great experience with them. Greg and Gar and the people who run Rand Life are terrific people. And Rand Life has slashed their floor rate to 3.25%. That's 3.25% on 3-in-1 adjustable rate mortgages for FHA and VA loans. 3.25% on 5.983 APR. What does that mean? I don't really know, but Rand Life can tell you. I do know that it means more money. You can borrow more money with that kind of a rate and that kind of a mortgage. So you could like up to $190,000 more than you could with current market rates. So you could get a bigger house, a better location, maybe a landscaping that you've always wanted for a yard. Go to randlife.com/x96. Learn more about the incredible new low rates. That's randlife.com/x96.
Well, then you'd be in trouble on this boat.
Because there's snacks everywhere.
Everywhere. You just walk up and take them. I haven't had soft serve ice cream in years. But when they're offering it up and it's just like, here, how you doing?
Sure.
Have a swirly cone. I did.
So it's impossible to not gain weight on these trips, right?
I think so, yeah. I mean, because like I said, you walk through the buffet and there's everything.
Well, I mean, were most cruisers fat?
There are people who enjoy cruises.
Were they most of them?
There was a type.
I mean,
Carrie doesn't want to talk ill of the cruiser.
No, like I said, I'm trying not to be a dick about stuff too much. Like I'm trying to not be a dick about music because people like the music that they like.
Yeah,
I'm trying not to be a dick about movies because people like the movies that they like. So,
and nobody likes a dick.
and if people like cruises, hey, good on you.
Sure.
You enjoyed it more than you thought you would, correct?
I didn't hate it.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Is that I didn't.
Okay.
I expected.
That's fair.
I expected
not your
to
first
not like
choice,
it.
maybe, but
It is not. No, it's not my first
vacation.
choice for a vacation. But I can see the benefits and why you would like the cruise.
the one thing I remember now you did not disembark.
No,
You could have gotten off.
No.
In San Diego. And
I could have gotten off in San Diego.
And in Ensenada.
And I could have gotten off in Ensenada.
Not required to.
Not required to.
But that's one thing I remember hating about it is that it's like a cat. It's like moving cattle.
Yeah, exactly.
On and off the ship, and it was in groups.
Mm-hmm.
I think there were the one we were on was like 700 or 800 people or more.
It's easier with these bigger boats because they have several ways you can get off.
I think
three
that
different
boat,
doors.
Where there was only one way.
And when you disembark in San Diego, you're right there in the city.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean it's right next to the city. But in Ensenada, you got to travel a little bit. So you got to take a bus in. You got to.
Yeah, no thanks.
Although I would like to go back to Ensenada because my son, who's there now on a cruise, little Bill, was telling me the last time he went to Ensenada. You know what's in Ensenada? I can't remember what it's called now. Caesars. It might be called Caesars, a casino that Al Capone had built in Ensenada.
Really?
And it was a big Hollywood destination for quite some time. Now it's not a casino anymore, but the town of Ensenada has preserved it as a kind of a cultural site. And he said it was incredible to see inside of it. It was beautiful.
I was quite happy with our room. But then I also saw this was the bad thing. I'm telling you, pay extra for a suite.
Okay.
Do it. Because if you get just one of those little staterooms, those little ones, there's no window. It's sensory deprivation. You got no idea the sun is up or down, and they're cramped. And Drew and his wife and 2 kids were in one.
Oh.
They had bunk beds. And he said the bunk beds were comfortable, but just so tiny, and so they kept coming up and hanging out in ours.
Yeah.
And our room was not big. Don't get the idea. It was like a small motel room.
Yeah, because you hear the word suite. That sounds palatial.
Yeah, what we had was a mini suite, but at least we had a deck, and we could go out and sit on it. We were on the front of the boat, which was good and bad, because you're at the top levels. Now remember, there's like 15 decks on this thing. All right. And what they said is that if you are susceptible to seasickness, you shouldn't be up top because
you feel it more.
You feel it more up top.
Yeah, I would not be good.
You
with
see, because the boat more does this, side to side rocking as opposed to up and down like we had on our small boat that we were on, the dinghy.
Yeah.
On our last cruise.
Yeah, that casino, it's Jack Dempsey's casino.
Jack Dempsey.
But Al Capone was a silent partner in the building of that. It's called the Riviera.
But did you get seasick?
I did a little bit. I thought I would be immune because I go on these these rides all the time and attractions. And the last time we went on a cruise, I did not get sick. Hell, I was out on the deck in a storm as the boat was going up and down and having a great time.
I only got seasick on that cruise when I got off the ship. When I got onto land.
Yeah.
And then you had your sea legs. You can still feel it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Sue, she taken the Dramamine. She had these bands that she was wearing the whole thing, and she was fine the whole time. It's today.
Three 986.
All right, 620. Let's get this over with.
It really is hard to come up with a good name for your improv group, isn't it? As a matter of fact, I think it's impossible. All right, let's begin the show. Do we have a sponsor, Gina?
Participate in the Utah Division of Consumer Protection's free annual Declutter Day event Friday, April 18th at the University of Utah's Guardsman Lot. Safely destroy your sensitive documents, household items. Discard outdated medication. Visit dcp.utah.gov/declutter for details.
All right, the moon is a waxing gibbous moon, 74.3% of full. The moon will rise today at 2:59 p.m. Today being Monday. It's the 7th day of April in the year of our Lord, Jesus Christ, 2025. It's National Beer Day. It's National Coffee Cake Day. Have a piece of coffee cake. Public Television Day.
For now.
Yeah. International Beaver Day.
Oh.
Marks the birthday of Dorothy Richards, popularly known as the Beaver Woman, who was born in 1894. Richards engaged in the study of beavers for 50 years of her life because she didn't have nothing else to do.
Study of
Because you know my cute animal videos are the only thing saving my life right now.
yeah.
Baby
there was
beavers?
one of a young beaver, not a baby one, but he was wearing a blue T-shirt and he kept pulling it down
like you do.
like you do, like this.
Just cover his belly.
And he was just standing there. He was worried about his belly being exposed.
Cover my tummy.
He was pulling
So
it down.
like us.
Yes. And it's International Newspaper Day. And this is an all-new edition of the official morning show of Beavers. It's Radio from Hell, starring the Lords of Morning Radio. It's Kerry Jackson right there putting on his hat. It's me, hey, hi, ho, Bill Allred, right here, sitting here, right here. Over there, Gina Barberi, back from her visit with the Pope.
Buongiorno.
There she is. And Katie for short is our fine producer. Who do we have helping out? That's Allison. And there's a dog there, probably settling down. Yep, there he's resting up for his mischief later on. And now we'll go to your check-ins, 877-602-9696. There is one person calling. Why don't we make it two?
Adam is here.
Hello, Adam.
Good morning. Thanks for letting me listen. Geek Show says hey.
Hey.
And welcome back, Gina.
Thanks, Adam.
What's going on?
So yesterday I heard a promo where you said Gina was coming back from a trip, and it kind of made me think. So, Gina, you're known as a selective eater.
That's very
Selective
nice.
eater,
Very
yes.
nice.
So, while you were in Rome, what was one food that you just could not get enough of, and one food you could not bring yourself to try?
Well, I have a food story. I'm not going to do it here.
Well,
I have an
Okay.
impressive food story
Impressive.
for you.
Something where you come off as heroic?
Yes. My back will be padded.
Would you like to do that after we award the boner today?
Sure. That
All right.
would be great.
Okay, Adam.
So, Adam, I don't know if you
for
can
it
listen then,
I'll sneak it in.
but okay.
All right. All right. Thanks, Adam. Thanks for
Thanks,
checking
guys.
in with us.
Thank you.
877-602-9696. That's the number to check in with the Radio from Hell show.
All right. Bus driver Troy checking in. So glad you played John Prine. You guys introduced me to him 5 years ago, and I've become a big fan. Must have been when he died.
Probably.
Yeah.
Sketchy Blake of Ogden checking in. Welcome back, Gina.
Hello.
Mike in Nashville checking in. DMB actually did cover Angel from Montgomery. Welcome back.
Of course.
Gina. I know. Of course.
Everybody did.
Yes. Welcome back, Gina. Excellent morning music school today. On another note, Bob Dylan is definitely a monotone personality.
Yeah, now I really want you to watch it now, Bill. Cause
I will.
All right. Mixer driver Shane checking in from Orem. John Prine's best song was In Spite of Ourselves, which I played a little bit of. Zane of Dallas checking in. Do you think Luke Cage and Jessica Jones talk dirty together? I don't think they talk much. Who's doing sports? I believe it's Amy Donaldson today.
I think so.
Emmett the pool guy checking in. Finally, decent weather. Going to get some work done.
It's going to be beautiful today.
Tree of Maine. In Maine, it's going to snow today.
And I think we should. I think the South and Nashville area and all of that. They're still
Didn't I hear about ice storms or something
horrible
like that?
problems.
Kelly from the most centerist of Villes checking in. Perry City listener checking in. Glad to have you back, Gina. Took my oldest to see a Minecraft movie. It was a dumb good time and very funny.
Apparently, it made a bunch of money.
It went way beyond its expectations. It was supposed to. They thought it'd make 50 million, 57 million. It made 150 million.
Good for Jared Hess.
It was, it's Minecraft. It's like the most popular video game. Yeah. Johnny B checking in, listening while making egg burritos for girlfriend and I. With my mother's birthday, I can unload the multiple jars of Marmite I got at Harmon's.
Why would you?
Why do you want that
It's
stuff?
been burning a hole in my pocket. Maybe Shatner can wish her happy birthday this morning. Well, let me find that and we'll see. Mishak of Erda checking in. It was good to see a bright moon in the cloudless sky this morning. Yes, it was. It was nice.
Richard, who's not a dick, checking in, went to the protest Saturday with my boner T-shirt.
Oh, perfect thing to wear to that. That was impressive.
A lot of people.
Tristan from the most west of Jordans checking in. Ian from Sandy up in Hennifer watching greater sage grouse doing their courtship dance.
That's cool.
Ogden Oscar checking in from Terre Haute, Indiana. Welcome home, Gina.
Thank you.
Louisa Pittsburgh, PA checking in. Chef Roy checking in. Woodworker Willie. Every day is beer day. Mm-hmm. Kevin from Layton. Dawson checking in from the most editing of podcasts. Steak. Kilroy was here checking in from the most pleasant of groves. Missed you, Gina. Batchman Justin batching concrete from beautiful Murray, Utah. Gina, I was in Rome last week. I did not see you. And I would have been too shy to say even if I did. I did see you at the airport last night near the baggage claim while I waited for my bags. Also, too shy again to say hello.
Aww.
Hope you loved Rome
Always
as much
say
as me.
hi. It's okay.
Jody and Brad headed to the plant. Thanks for a bit of sanity during these trying times. Motor Road is clear.
Good to know.
Just dropped little Cement Dave off at driver's ed. Watch out.
Oh, she'll be fine.
Metal Shop Mark checking in. There we go. Well, everybody's here. Let's begin.
All right.
Traffic.
Let's see. Northbound I-15, milepost 289 Bangor Highway, off to the left shoulder. And looks like that's it so far. Infiniteam, assemble. Let me know what you're seeing on the roads. If it's safe for you to text, 33986. Help all of us at Jerry Seiner Cadillac celebrate our new location with an incredible buying experience for your dream car. Come in today to experience the Seiner difference.
This is Shatner saying happy birthday.
All right. Let's see. It's we're going to take a break, play a song for you, and after that song, it's Big Boy News. Then we'll have Frank Christ Presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine, the Dead Celebrity Game. We'll tell you how to play and what you'll win coming up. Sports with Amy Donaldson on the way. Boners of the day coming up. Bill Frost, Gina's food, hat on the back coming up. All and more. Stay.
Yesterday, and I had to go to the pharmacy, which is back in this end of town, University Pharmacy. And Gina, you've been with me when
People have called you ma'am?
yes, people have said
I did not know you were going to do that.
but you've been with me when. Now my hair is fairly long now, but it used to be really long and flowing.
You have facial hair.
Yeah, but my hair used to be really. It's gotten kind of thin after I had COVID. It started falling out. So it's not as thick as it used to be, and this is about as long as it gets, and it's got gray in it. And so I'm pulling into the parking lot at the University Pharmacy, which is a tricky business, kind of. You have to go down this, it's up on the U campus, and you go down this little driveway that's one way, so like if a car is coming up, you have to either back up, or it's kind of messy. Yeah. And then it's a small parking lot behind the University Pharmacy. But the driveway was clear, and I wheel my way in there, and I swing the car around, and I run, and there was only one parking spot, and I whipped into the parking spot. And as I had come down the hill, I saw, approaching the parking lot, there's a guy that works there. His name is Mike, who's a big fan of our show. He's worked at the University Pharmacy forever, and he was standing there with an older guy who I think is one of the main pharmacists there. And I saw him look at me weird as I wheeled past them and put my car into the slot there. And I get out of my car, and Mike goes, "Hey, how you doing, Bill?" "Hi." And I said, "Hi, Mike." And I started to walk in, and the older guy said, I saw him kind of walk toward my car for a second, and then he went inside. And he said, "You know what? I thought when I saw you wheel your car around there, I didn't quite catch a good glimpse of you, and I thought it was a little gray-haired old lady driving that car." Oh. A little gray-haired old lady driving the car. And he said, and I was going to walk up to you and say, you drive great for a little gray-haired lady.
Oh.
What? because you just don't see, he said, you just don't see little gray-haired old ladies kind of like whooshing their car in there. They're kind of like timid. And he said, but you just just and you're right in there. He said, I thought, God, that lady is driving great. I was going to compliment you. I said, well, thank you. I appreciate it.
I have been witness.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We were in Florida, I think, and we went shopping.
It was a cosmetics counter in the mall at Nordstrom.
Yeah.
That's where it happened.
Yeah.
It was here.
So a cosmetics counter where, you think they encounter women all day at the cosmetics
I don't
counter.
know why I was with you at the cosmetics counter, but I was at Nordstrom.
And looked Bill at his face. This was not from behind.
Now, sometimes from behind, people used to say,
yeah.
Excuse me, ma'am, and then I turn around and go, yeah? They go, oh, sorry.
They looked at Bill square in the face.
I don't know if I had facial hair at that. I think I did.
I think you did, because I was surprised they still ma'amed you.
Yeah. Can I help you, ma'am?
Can I help you, ma'am?
And I said, ma'am?
In Bill's voice, and Bill's...
And then the person kind of woke up.
Like, oh.
What?
Like, probably was looking at you. So, Bill, apparently, out of the corner of people's eyes...
Yeah, that's what it is.
You look like a woman.
Still. Little gray-haired old lady driving a car.
It's the birthing hips.
Yeah, that's probably it.
I love that I had no idea what your story was. I was just trying to make a joke, and that's exactly what your story was.
And I try to wear shirts that hide my man breasts.
Yeah.
So,
blouses.
Yeah. So, but
that's funny.
And I just thought it was funny, and the guy was nice too. I mean, he said, I guess I just caught a quick glimpse of you, and I thought, God, that lady's driving great.
See, I go to Jolly's is my pharmacy, and that is a dangerous pharmacy.
Let's see, that's on...
well, there's a couple of them.
Is it the one by Feldman's?
No.
Isn't there one there?
No, I go to the one on 17th East, by my house. Mm-hmm. And it's a cute store with lots of cute things for sale all the time that you have to walk past to get to the
That's
pharmacy.
right. You do get lost in those stores.
University Pharmacy has all of that kind of stuff, too.
And I think they purposefully tell you it's going to be about 20 minutes for us to fill this. They want you to wander around the store. And I buy things.
And it's all that
good candy.
Local, and it's like a lot of local.
Yeah.
Like you can tell that it's made by ladies in their houses.
They have cute clothes. They also have drinks with the good ice that you can get.
The Pebble Ice?
Mm-hmm.
But it upset me that the University Pharmacy, I hadn't gone there. I started using it as my primary pharmacy when another one that I went to closed. And I went back up to the University Pharmacy, and they had taken out their, they had a lunch counter there.
Yeah, they used to.
A lunch counter, and they took
It's
it all.
gone,
It's all gone. And they've got compounding rooms there where they make, drugs.
They're one of the few that still do the compounding around. That's why, I think.
They do a lot. They do big business with compounding there.
Yeah, because there are so few pharmacies that do it.
Yeah, they're. Forget the other one. I think there's a Jolly's way out in Sandy that does compounding.
I don't know.
Anyway, but they're very nice there, and they
very nice. I spend a
job.
lot of time there, and I shouldn't, but I do.
The University Pharmacy is interesting too because they still sell theatrical makeup.
Really?
Yeah. If you are a theater student at the University of Utah, that's where you go buy makeup. Is at the University Pharmacy. They have all the, and they have spirit gum and
because
wait, isn't Bill going to yell?
One more time.
I'm too busy. I'm sorry.
Because
Shatner saying happy birthday.
to Charles Thompson IV.
Who's that?
Black Francis.
Oh, that's right.
Or Frank Black.
Nice.
It was Saturday, but, we weren't here. But I could have played Pixies, but I decided to go with solo Frank Black.
I love that song.
With the song that we love called Headache from the album Teenager of the Year.
That is a great picture of him.
Yeah.
Great cover and a great video for
the
that
video
song.
is pushing around giant aspirin tablets, right?
And flying.
Yeah.
For some reason.
That is a great song.
Anyway. All right. Big boy news and opinnuendo now. After that, It's Frank Christ Presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine, the Dead Celebrity Game. We will give you a list of 4 celebrity names. 3 of those celebrities are just fine. One of them is dead. Pick the dead one correctly. You will win
a fabulous chicken bucket full of fabulous prizes.
Stuff.
Katie's giving me a thumbs up. She has
I know for a fact one of our new Radio from Hell coffee mugs is in there.
Okay, that's good.
And a bunch of other stuff.
Okay.
Let me be clear. The Radio from Hell chicken bucket does not contain any chicken.
No. And I will throw in a Moldorama Disney statue.
Okay.
Probably Donald Duck.
What? Oh, you've got another one.
From the Punk collection.
Oh,
yes.
nice.
I'll throw that in there, too, along with the other stuff. Let's see. So that's Frank Christ coming up after the Big Boy News. You call to play to win 877-602-9696. Right after this news. We line up now if you want. Depends on how badly you want the bucket. Your participation is mandatory. Coming up after this Big Boy News, brought to you by.
Do you or someone you love struggle with addiction? Help is out there. Renaissance Ranch is one of Utah's best addiction treatment centers. They accept most private insurance and Medicaid. Schedule a free consultation at renaissanceranch.com.
Tragedy. He was one of a kind, an original. People don't remember him at all.
Nope.
Hard to believe that Jay North was only 73. Jay North, who played Dennis the Menace on TV when he was a little boy. He died after a long battle with cancer. He was the child star of Dennis the Menace, the comedy show based on the popular cartoon strip. He played the title role from 1959 to 1963, 4 seasons.
Did he ever do anything else?
Not much.
Not really.
He left show business. He began working with fellow former child star Paul Peterson, who was on the Donna Reed show, played her kid on the Donna Reed show. The organization A Minor Consideration, using his experience as a child performer to counsel other kids working in the entertainment industry. So he and Paul Peterson said child stars had a lot of problems, and they tried to help out, counseling them. Jay North was married 3 times. He revealed in later years he'd been abused by an aunt and uncle, and luckily his late mother invested his money wisely. Unlike other TV stage parents, Jay North lived very well. Retired.
As he should.
He made enough money just for those few years on TV and his mom invested it, so he had enough money to live comfortably. He retired to Florida. He leaves behind a wife, Cindy, and lots of happy memories of a fake 1950s childhood. All right, let's move on here. Let's see. Locally, members of the Ogden Metro Gang Task Force shot and killed a known white supremacist gang member on April 4th, 2025. After they say the man pulled a gun on officers attempting to arrest him. A white supremacist gang member shot and killed by the cops in a West Haven motel. A task force officer was also shot but has survived, Ogden police announced. It's unclear who shot the officer or whether it was the unnamed suspect who police say had a gun fired at all. Might have been hit by one of his own. Before 2 a.m., officers with the Metro Gang Task Force initiated an operation at Motel 6 in West Haven. Went to arrest a man in connection with an armed robbery earlier in the week. Ogden Police Chief Jake Suby said that the man was a known white supremacist gang member with an extensive criminal history. They have not yet released the man's name. He ran from police when they attempted to arrest him. At some point, Suby said he pulled a gun. In response, 2 members of the gang task force discharged their weapons, striking the suspect. He added that a member of the task force was also shot, but didn't specify who shot the officer. So there you go. We had this story. I don't know if this was before you left for vacation, Gina, but I think it was the woman who was found stabbed to death in a Washington City vacation rental. She'd been stabbed 12 times. The scope of what happened went far beyond this community and even beyond California, where the woman was from. It was felt on the other side of the world.
Oh, I haven't heard this.
The victim was identified as Andrea Mottram. 6 days before her birthday, her body was found in the Sienna Hills community vacation rental that she'd been staying in. The 2 kids charged with her murder are 16-year-old Maelia Sorescu and 17-year-old Abigail Flanagan. They were formerly charged with first-degree felony murder on Friday. Now, Mottram, the deceased woman, was a social work and co-founder of a disability and refugee aid association in the United States and Romania, including the Chicago-based American-Romanian Coalition for Human and Equal Rights, and the leading advocacy and aid group for autistic individuals in Romania, after her 2 biological sons were found to be on the spectrum. At that time, my son was nonverbal. He was still nonverbal. In the meantime, he learned how to say, "I love you," Mottram said. "I don't know how much you know about the Romanian culture, but it's very hard for us to say I love you, and I love you comes very hard in Romanian families." Mottram was also an advocate for the Roma people. She later adopted a 3rd child, a Roma girl named Bella, who was also known as Mahalia Sorescu, one of the kids now charged with killing her. The daughter's diary showed her a desire to kill her mother. So they
Man.
yeah, but she
They caught the girls, though, didn't they?
Yeah, they've got them, and but she was well known in certain circles as being an international aid person, and a suspect has been arrested in a crash that killed a person on the west side of Salt Lake on Saturday night. One person was pronounced dead at the scene. 24-year-old suspect William Colby Baya, arrested for automobile homicide, along with 3 additional felonies and 4 misdemeanors. Police say they were open containers of alcohol in his car. He caused the wreck that killed the other person, allegedly. Emergency crews have found the body of a Kentucky boy who died after being swept away by floodwaters on Friday morning. Frankfort, Kentucky Police Chief Scott Tracy said that the boy was walking to his school bus around 6:30 in the morning when the water got him. His body was recovered about 2 hours later, about a half mile from where he was swept away. At least 16 people are known dead in the flooding and tornadoes that have slashed through the U.S. South and Midwest. Many of the impacted areas already are heavily waterlogged by days of severe storms that spawned deadly tornadoes. New tornado warnings were issued overnight in Alabama and Mississippi, along with flash flood warnings for several counties in Kentucky, Mississippi, and Tennessee. Saturday included more torrential rain and flash flooding. But, everything's fine with the environment. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. 16 reported deaths since the start of these storms include 10 people in Tennessee alone. And the Trump administration has ended grants that help communities prepare for disasters.
Well, there won't be any disasters under President Trump,
of course. If we have the tumors,
control the weather.
He can.
If we have the tariffs will take care of all of that. In a news release Friday, the Federal Emergency Management Agency said it was ending the Building Resilient Infrastructure and Communities program.
Why would you want that?
Calling the move part of efforts to eliminate waste, fraud, and abuse. This program was yet another example of wasteful and ineffective FEMA programs. It was more concerned with political agendas than helping Americans affected by natural disasters, the agency said in a statement.
Fraud is a crime, and I have yet to hear of anybody charged.
They keep saying we've found all this fraud.
Waste fraud.
Well, who are these people?
I want them brought to justice.
Line them up. Let's get them arrested. Where are they?
Trump has fired 6 National Security Council officials after an extraordinary meeting in the Oval Office with far-right activist Laura Loomer, who laid out a list of people she believed were disloyal to the president.
She had a list.
The firings were described by one of the U.S. officials who had direct knowledge of the matter. The decision came after Ms. Loomer vilified the staff members by name during a meeting on Wednesday when she walked into the White House with a sheaf of papers attacking the character and loyalty of numerous NSC officials. Mike Waltz, the national security advisor, joined later in the meeting and briefly defended some of his staff, although it was clear he had little power to protect their jobs. It's remarkable. Loomer, who has floated the baseless conspiracy theory that the September 11 attacks were an inside job and is viewed as an extreme person even by some of Trump's far-right allies, was apparently wielding more influence over the staff of the National Security Council than the guy who runs it, Waltz.
Well, who should lose his job?
A longtime supporter of Trump who has frequently spoken of her desire to work with him, Loomer was one of Trump's most vicious online enforcers during the 2024 campaign. But Donald Trump, while all this is happening, he's golfing.
Yeah.
Well, he's winning at golfing,
Yes,
Bill.
he
He's
is.
winning golf
He
tournaments.
he took this weekend to hit the golf course amid economic uncertainty caused by his tariffs on countries worldwide, fears of a global recession mounting, stock market sliding, and Trump spent the weekend at the Trump National Golf Club in Jupiter, Florida, participating in the Senior Golf Championship. Speaking aboard Air Force One on Sunday, Trump boasted about his performance on the links. Asked by a reporter how the tournament had gone, he said, "Very good because I won. It's good to win. You heard I won? Did you hear I won? Just to back it up there, I won. I like to win."
Sir, I heard you got 18 holes in one. Is that correct?
When he was asked about his golf handicap, Trump responded, "It's very low. I have a very low handicap." Okay, now, let's go. Let's move on to another subject. Oh, boy.
He's in charge.
One other quick story here. The Minecraft movie. Directed. That's right. A Minecraft movie.
Yes.
Directed by Utah's own Jared Hess was a big hit over the weekend.
Good for you, Jared.
The budget was $150 million. The movie hasn't been released yet internationally. It should be a smash hit because it doesn't require anybody knowing English. Also, its main stars are well known: Jack Black and Jason Momoa. The weekend take may be even larger after today's receipts. Jack Black was the host of SNL last night, Saturday night, and that should drive business. Warner Brothers needed this hit, and it is one. Way to go, Jared Hess. Good job. All right, that's it.
Oh, you have plenty of time.
Oh, do I?
One more story?
Yeah, let me go down here to find this one.
Because our sports is happening with Amy Donald.
Oh, that's right.
You know.
Growing up in North Carolina, it's normal to see raccoons and other wildlife visit backyards. It's pretty, but this one is really great, and I wish we had the video of it we could play. A black bear was spotted playing in the backyard of a family home in the Blue Ridge Mountains. The family watched from safety indoors as the bear was playing on a swing that the father had set up. So it's hanging from a tree, and it's a disc that's suspended from a tree so that you can swing. And the bear is playing on it, swinging back and forth, rolling underneath it, and said, "This is proof that bears are just big kids," said one person. But the bear was frightened because somebody put on a bear costume. Somebody had a bear costume and went outside toward the bear, and that little bear looked up and went, "Ah!" and ran off. Ruined his fun. Ruined his fun.
You just happen to have a bear costume?
Yeah, I don't.
Who just happens to have a bear costume?
It was an old Halloween costume, it says, dressed in a rather convincing brown bear suit, walked out into the backyard where the bear was still playing on the swing, and when the bear saw this man bear walking towards him, he panicked.
There's a still from the video.
Yeah. That's the swing he was playing on, and you watch him, and he's just having the most fun. It's really funny to see.
I know bears are big kids because I saw the Paddington movie.
Yeah.
Why did no one tell me Paddington 2 was such a good movie?
I
finally
told
watched
you.
it this
Oh
weekend.
my
You
God,
told me.
So good.
Yeah.
I read about some bears in, I think it was in Alaska, and I forget who wrote this. It was a nature piece. The guy said, "I watched these bears at the top of this big hill, and it was covered with snow, and the bear would stand there, and then he'd just flop down on his back and slide all the way down the snow, and then boom, jump right back up on his feet." So that, you don't think of a creature that
They're
big
agile.
being so agile, but they are.
Oh, yeah. Sports coming up with Amy Donaldson. That's weather and traffic.
Just beautiful. 72, sunny, gorgeous spring day. Go do some yard work, clean up the stuff, get ready
Get a beer and sit on the porch.
or that.
Yard work.
You don't want to do yard work?
No! No one does yard work.
And we get pretty warm. Looks like we'll be in the 80s by Friday. So,
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's see. Traffic. We have a crash westbound 30th North SR 193 at Hillfield Road in Layton. The right lane is blocked, both westbound and northbound, at the entrance of Hill Air Force Base. All traffic stopped eastbound 201 freeway approaching SR 202 merge in Magna to move vehicles from the left to the right side of the highway. Crash on the connector ramp, I-215 northbound to go eastbound I-80 near the airport. And let me check our message stream. That's where Infiniteam assembles and Texas traffic you're seeing on the roads. I don't see anyone sending anything in just yet. But if you do see something, you want to share it with friends of the program, we appreciate it when you send that in. 33986 is where you do that. Business owners, do you owe $15,000 or more in employment taxes and don't know what to do? McClure and Stewart, your local trusted tax attorneys. Go to McClureandStewart.com today.
Well, maybe 70 degrees outside sometime today, but the temperature dropped 20 degrees in this studio just now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I know you can't help it. I know.
In the summer, we love it when you visit, Frank, when it's really hot.
Well, I'm sorry I visited today. Nobody wants to play my game.
Nobody wants to play Frank Chris Presents.
They're fine. They're just fine.
Well, the prize is fabulous. It's a Radio from Hell chicken bucket full of fabulous items.
One of those items is the highly sought-after Radio from Hell diner-style mug.
So if you would like to play Frank Chris Presents, call us now, 877-602-9696. It's a simple game. You see, Frank is a Grim Reaper, and he reaps the souls of celebrities, which is very difficult for him. So you hear him whimper?
Because I love our precious celebrities.
So did you take Dennis the Menace?
I did.
Jay North?
I did. I told him that Mr. Wilson was waiting for him. He hopped right in.
Yeah. So Frank joins us to play this game, and if a person can select a dead celebrity out of a list that Frank has given me, the contestant will win that fine chicken bucket full of prizes. Chicken bucket does not actually contain chicken.
That would be hard.
Yeah,
Katie's talking to somebody.
All right.
So I think
people are beginning to line up.
Now, Frank has given me this list. 4 actors. 3 of the actors on the list are.
They're just fine.
But one of them Frank has taken. And it's very sad, I know.
This one was a rough one.
I know.
Oh.
So because it's International Newspaper Day,
yes?
Frank has given me a list of actors in movies about the newspaper business. We have somebody ready to go?
Felicity is here.
Felicity, good morning. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Oh, good. That's nice to hear, Felicity. Felicity, if you select the dead celebrity, you're going to win the Radio from Hell chicken bucket. And among the prizes in that chicken bucket is a brand new Radio from Hell diner-style coffee mug. You ready to go?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right. Select the dead celebrity out of this list. Number 1, Jane Alexander. In addition to many acting awards, she was the chairwoman of the National Endowment for the Arts. Her breakthrough was in The Great White Hope, followed by Kramer vs. Kramer, Brubaker, and The Cider House Rules. Her newspaper movie is All the President's Men. Number 1, Jane Alexander. Number 2, Linda Hunt. Some of the movies she appeared in were Dune, Silverado, Kindergarten Cop, and Pocahontas. She also had recurring roles on TV in The Practice, Space Rangers, and NCIS Los Angeles. She was Billy Kwan, a photojournalist in The Year of Living Dangerously. Number 2 is Linda Hunt. Number 3, Katherine Helmond. Made a name for herself on the TV in Soap, Who's the Boss, Coach, and Everybody Loves Raymond. She had featured roles in several films, including Family Plot, Time Bandits, Brazil, Overboard, and she voiced Lizzie in the Cars film franchise. She was in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas about gonzo journalist Hunter S. Thompson. Number 3 is Katherine Helmond. And finally, Michael Murphy. He had roles in the films MASH, Brewster McCloud, McCabe and Mrs. Miller, What's Up, Doc, That Man Returns, and Magnolia. In TV, he was in Bonanza, Ben Casey, Beretta, Law and Order, The Man from U.N.C.L.E. and L.A. Law. His newspaper movie, Salvador, about a journalist covering the Civil War in that country. Those are the celebrities. Which one is dead, Felicity?
I'm going to guess number 4.
Michael Murphy?
No, he's fine.
No, he's fine. But that's okay,
It's
Felicity.
okay, Felicity.
We give you 2 chances on this, so listen carefully. Is it Jane Alexander, Linda Hunt, or Katherine Helmond?
Katherine Helmond.
Yes, Katherine Helmond. She died in 2019 at the age of 89.
She was a delight.
She was lovely, wasn't she?
Yes.
Yes. Congratulations, Felicity. You've got the Radio from Hell chicken bucket.
Wait, thank you.
You're welcome. Hang
she
on.
sounds happy about
Put
that.
you on hold. And
Hang on.
Now, I thought Linda Hunt might be gone.
No.
still with us?
She's 80.
She's only 80.
Yeah. Jane.
Why I feel like she's 80.
Jane Alexander is 85. She's still around. And Michael Murphy, 86. There you go.
Well, I've got to go check on John Oates.
Yeah? Good. I mean, oh no, please.
77 today.
Do you think Daryl would go to his funeral? Are they that Are they that
I
estranged?
don't. I think he won't.
I could find out. Oh, I can't do that.
you
That's
can't.
against the rules. I have to go check on Francis Ford Coppola as well.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if he can afford a funeral. 86 today.
Yes.
Sold his winery. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Frank.
Crash at the connector ramp by 250 northbound to go eastbound I-80 near the airport. Crash eastbound 201 freeway near SR 202 merge in Magna. And let me see if we've got anything else. Nope, those are the only things that UDOT's reporting. And nobody sent anything in. Oh, but this, you can send in stuff like this too. Remind Gina the Lori Daybell trial starts today. She's her own lawyer, so that'll be fun.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
And it is going to be, I think, televised.
Oh, goodness.
Well, I'll be Murder Desk will be covering that.
Murder Desk will be all over that today.
I'm sure.
Wow. I forgot that she's her own lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Do they still have, like, court TV?
Yeah. I
Do
mean,
they?
It'll probably be on there.
I'll look for it.
Okay.
Let us know where it is. Because we got to watch
We'll
this.
check in with Crazy.
Parade of crazy. All right. KXRK Provo, we will take a short break, and then we'll be back. Amy Donaldson has sports coming up after these messages.
Email of interest.
Now, I hadn't read the last few lines of this until just now. It has a request attached to it.
Yes.
But it's just, well, let me just read it. All right. Hello, Lords and Lady. I called in to Hello, Yeah, What a few weeks ago to brag about my mom and her acceptance of me as a transgender woman. Mom was always my biggest supporter. She set the table for the rest of the family to accept me as their sister, aunt, etc. When I told my three brothers and their spouses I was transitioning, the only question asked of me was, how can we support you?
How great.
And Mom spent several minutes talking about how beautiful I was and about how much she loved me as her daughter. Mom loved everyone. Mom passed away on Sunday.
Oh.
My biggest supporter is gone, and a huge hole has been left in my life. My brothers and I have spent so much time remembering her, and it has brought us closer. As I write this email, I'm recovering from ankle surgery. I'll be in boot for several more weeks. I marched in Pride Parade last year, and my mom couldn't have been more proud of me and often looked at my pictures of me and my two youngest kids marching in the parade. So I'm writing to ask this. If I could join Radio from Hell in the Pride Parade, I would need to ride. My kids are good to walk. They can walk. I need a ride. I do understand if it's not an option, I'm also looking into other options. I love your show. The three of you have kept me entertained for more years than I care to admit. Thank you for your allyship, Aurora Jensen.
I remember Aurora's phone call.
Yeah.
Aurora, I would say this about your request. It depends. We don't know at this point what sort of vehicle we have.
There might not be room, and also liability.
We also need to look into that. We need to ask legal.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah, there's always some last minute discussion about what vehicle we're actually going to be riding in.
I mean, if the powers that be say it's probably fine, but we only have a Volkswagen, that's not fine.
Yeah.
So we'll check into it. We'll let you know.
I would love to have you, Aurora, but there's the liability situation.
Yeah. Someday it would be nice to, and we've asked to have like an actual float, like
Sure.
like a real, but usually it's just us in a car.
Where did that someday come from?
I don't know.
What do you mean someday? What does that mean, Gina?
It's a possibility. Someday.
Okay. The possibility, it started out as a great possibility 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Does anybody know how many years? I think I do this every year. How many years have we been in Pride?
Oh, gosh.
Katie probably knows.
No, Katie doesn't. It
before her time.
predates Katie.
Well, I know, but Katie not only keeps records from her time.
She does.
She keeps records that you wouldn't have.
It has been.
Tropos might know.
Oh, he would, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Or the way I find out things is I'll often go back through Facebook and seriously and look at pictures, and then I can tell what date it is. But or at least, like I just went through and found a picture of Morgan Spurlock from when we interviewed him at Sundance.
Morgan Spurlock, the documentarian, Supersize Me, who passed away yesterday.
Yes. I retweeted your picture of him.
How old is he?
53.
Jeez. It's how many? Do you recall? He Supersize Me. He ate McDonald's for
30 days.
30 days.
Only McDonald's for 30 days, and then like he went to see a doctor before he started, and they checked his cholesterol and all that.
Now, there was some question as to the accuracy of that documentary after a while, because people tried to recreate, and Oh, anyway, fabulous hat though.
Yeah,
and he was apparently very nice when we met him.
Yeah.
Met him at the Sundance. Was Sundance or Slamdance?
Yes,
one of the two.
he was there promoting his latest project.
He had a TV show for a while.
Yeah,
he did, which I watched and enjoyed.
Jim in Payson says you can watch all Lori Daybell trial on YouTube. It's just streaming.
Okay. YouTube, okay.
Not just in Payson.
Not just in Payson?
But everywhere.
Yeah.
All right.
That starts today.
It's ad-free in Payson.
All right. Well, is this a sponsored feature, Gina?
Don't pay for tires and oil changes ever again. Get tires and oil changes for life with every new Mazda purchase from Bountiful Mazda. See Bountiful Mazda today for details.
Amy Donaldson Sports. Break.
Well, here she is, Amy Donaldson, sports reporter extraordinaire, also podcaster Amy Donaldson. You can hear her podcasts. Let's see, The Letter is available, and Making of a Moment is available.
They are both available, and there's actually a new episode for season 1 of The Letter. There was a hearing on March 4th for George Benvenuto. So there was a hearing.
He was the guy who
killed Zach Snar and gravely wounded Yvette Rodier. So the family of Zach has been working for a couple of years to get a commutation hearing for him. They did not get a commutation hearing,
weird.
But they did get a victim's hearing, and both Yvette's husband appeared on her behalf, and the Snars were there. And then it's the first time you hear from George. So we have an episode about that out.
I'll have to
just
catch up
dropped last
with
week.
Yeah,
So,
all right. So that's The Letter. And how will that? Will it just? You'll find that episode as a standalone thing?
If you're already subscribed, it'll appear as one of those latest episodes. But if you don't know it, you can go to our website, theletterpodcast.com.
Okay.
Or you can. It's called The Hearing.
Okay.
It's episode 9 of
right.
season 1.
And what was the score? Oh, wait a minute.
now to sports.
Okay.
Let's see. UConn, they win their 12th NCAA women's basketball championship on Sunday with a victory over South Carolina. The men's title game is tonight. Florida beat Auburn to get into that final game, and Houston beat Duke 70-67. That was the game everyone was talking about. Crazy ending. At one point, Houston's down by 14. And in fact, I think Houston is my national champion on my bracket. I don't know what I was thinking. It was a weird tournament because there weren't the upsets that there normally are, and people are blaming the NIL money for loading up those top teams. But, you're going to have 2 top seeds meeting in the game tonight.
Which means it should be a good game.
Well, that's the way it should go.
Well, it should, but the thing everyone loves about why it's the reason
Cinderella
it's called
story.
March Madness is
Right.
that you can have the rankings and anything can happen at the tournament.
I understand that, but in theory, the top seeded teams
should go. Yeah. But here you go. So Houston's down by 14, and then they end up beating Duke. Little political / sports news. The government they rescinded all visas on South Sudanese immigrants or visa holders. So anybody who has a passport from South Sudan is not here legally anymore.
And one of their star players.
Their freshman, who is a projected lottery pick, Common Malwatch. He's easily going to be an NBA player. Is from South Sudan. Now
not anymore.
His family fled South Sudan. I believe he lived in Uganda for a while because of the violence in South Sudan, which is why a lot of people sought refuge in the
Yeah.
U.S., and that was the humanitarian
seeking where they're looking for protection.
Status. That it was a humanitarian status that was given to them, and I'm not sure what happened there. They said it was because they wouldn't repatriate citizens in a timely manner, but they don't give any example or there's
they
no
just say
specific
things.
issue.
It's back. It's back when we cared about people. We allowed
When
these
did we
refugees.
care about people?
We allowed these refugees to come in. But.
Yeah. And then there's Cooper Flagg that all Jazz fans are having daydreams about having, who is one of the best college players to play the game. Everyone's saying now he can't claim to be the best because he didn't win a title. So have a great argument there on social media, my friends. RSL, they beat the Galaxy 2-0. Diego Luna, fresh off his State of Sport Award victory for Male Professional Athlete of the Year, scores both of those goals. Next up at Nashville on April 12th, they will be playing. The Royals lost 3-0 to Kansas City on Saturday. Next up for them, April 11th at home versus the Portland Thorns. I'm going to go to that game. I'm not sure yet if the granddaughter's going with me or if it's going to be EKB, so hopefully it will be a victory. Utah Hockey Club beat Winnipeg Jets 4-1. They will not make the playoffs, but they have, I think it's 5 or 6 games left. Next up is hosting Seattle Kraken tomorrow.
So they'll be the only NHL team that doesn't make the playoffs? Because don't most of them all make the playoffs?
Is it all? I mean, it's pretty generous.
Usually they're like just 4 teams.
Well, but if almost everyone makes the playoffs, then it's more money for the league.
Yeah.
Well,
that's why
more
they
games.
do it.
The playoffs actually start. Stanley Cup playoffs start April 20th. So
and that Ruski beat Wayne.
And
Gretzky.
Alexei Ovechkin. I keep wanting to say his name. Alexei Ovechkin. 39 years old. He breaks Wayne Gretzky's record for the most goals in NHL history. 895 goals.
But there was an argument to be made for Gordie Howe.
What do you mean?
I heard Keith Olbermann making this
Carrie
argument.
listened to sports?
It was on. It was on.
Listen to Keith Olbermann.
While
he
I was
crosses over.
Okay.
Yeah. While I was grooming, it was on.
Yeah.
But he was making the argument that actually Gordie Howe is the guy who has the record. It was a math.
There's
thing.
an asterisk.
There's an asterisk.
Well, but it doesn't fit. So there's
I
this
know.
amazing picture of Ovechkin when he's first drafted. And he hasn't scored any goals, and he's with Gretzky. And then there's a picture of him after he scores the goal that breaks the record with Gretzky again. So
Okay.
yeah, I mean it's a great story. 895 goals in hockey. That's
amazing.
I mean, you have to have a decades-long career to do that anyway. But that's anyone who's played hockey knows how hard it is to score a goal.
What I don't understand, and I'm not a hockey aficionado, but the way I've heard it described, the way this Russian guy plays, is that he always drifts over to this one spot on the ice, and that's where he makes his goals. And I don't understand, if people know that, why they can't stop him.
Yeah, this goal was actually the first he scored. The goalkeeper's a Russian guy that he scored against. What's it, Sorokin? But it's the first goal he scored against him, and there was a screen from the defender, so the goalie didn't see it coming. So
it's super fast.
That's the thing. The puck is so small. In high school, I took hockey. I was like, I think I'm going to go for hockey's so big in Alaska. I think this is my sport, right? And then I got hit with a puck, and that was it. I was done. It's unbelievable. It's like baseball, trying to hit a fast pitch or trying to judge what's a slider and what's you have to have this amazing vision to see that, in action. So. Yeah, I don't know. It's an incredible feat. So I say watch some videos. Make sure you pay attention.
Okay.
Utah women's gymnastics also breaking records here. 49th national championship appearance. They were ranked 4th, and I believe they were in 3rd place most of the regional meet. And then Grace McCallum, she won the all around to finish with a score of 39.725. She finishes ahead of Shea Campbell from UCLA. UCLA has former Olympian Jordan Childs on the roster, so huge deal for them. But they head to, I believe, the championships are in Texas. Fort Worth, Texas.
Now, are you going to talk about a volleyball tournament that was in town? Do you know about that?
Nope, but I'm going to tell you that Love Volleyball beat Austin 3-2 on April 5th, and they play again on Thursday. What volleyball tournament?
I'm not
Men's?
sure. So I went to Harmon's on Sunday, the grocery store downtown, and I realized that it was conference weekend because the store was full of women wearing dresses down to their ankles. I went, oh, it's conference weekend. And I happened to mention it to the checker. I said, it's conference weekend. You could tell by he said, well, it's pretty busy in here. You know, there's a big volleyball tournament in town. I said, well, I don't think these women are playing volleyball.
It could be kids. Could be.
Well, I mean, so Junior Olympic volleyball. Actually, I just read a really fascinating article about how women's basketball is having this amazing moment, but participation among young women in basketball is actually declining. And so they're not going to be able to feed the beast if they don't do something about it. And the biggest, the assertion is, I've always thought it was soccer, club soccer.
Yeah.
They start you when you're 4 or 5 years old. Kids just get hooked on a thing. They get a friend group. They get a coach they love. And competition soccer is expensive, so parents are not going to do 2 or 3 different things. But they're blaming it actually on volleyball. And volleyball does their Junior Olympic champion or their tryouts for club volleyball were always the day after the club season.
That's always hard too because you got to pick.
And so I know a few girls back in the day who tried to play both basketball and club volleyball. And if you had a club coach who played multiple sports and was supportive of that, yes. But most of them were saying like, you have to choose us. And when you're paying $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for your kid to play a sport, you're not going to say, "Oh no, go play with the high school team." And maybe they're not the best player. Maybe they're the better player on volleyball. And basketball is skill-wise harder for kids to master than volleyball or soccer.
Apparently, there was a national qualifier this weekend in Salt Lake for USA volleyball for girls. This is for girls.
So it's what we're talking about.
And between that and the protest, there were a lot of people downtown.
There were, and conference.
And the Jazz lost. Shocking, but they lost. Again, so Trailblazers on Wednesday if you want to go see them lose.
You can go for cheap.
Or not. Buy a fancy seat. You can buy a really fancy seat.
I think you can go and they will give you a ticket and $10.
It's where it is now.
It's a hot dog, but it might be like an older hot dog.
It's a $10 hot dog.
The tariffs, it's now $20 now. Sorry.
Back to your, you don't know who you're going to the game with. Ed Brass says, hey, I learned about my upcoming events of my life by listening to your show.
That's right. That's right. Listen.
Can't they both go to the game with you?
No, I only have 2 season tickets.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I mean,
choices.
Listen, I know who's going to go with me. It's going to be the granddaughter.
There, Ed.
There you go, Ed.
You freed up your calendar for that.
You've been booked and unbooked.
Well, it's a Friday game versus Saturday. EKB will do Saturday or Sunday games, no problem, right? He loves
not
it.
Friday.
He's
got court.
Trying to be social after a week of court.
I know.
It just doesn't work for him.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Amy Donaldson, you can follow her AD on sports on all the social medias. Thank you.
Adopt a dog.
All right. Traffic, Gina, please.
Traffic and then the damn contest.
Oh, yes, that's correct.
Crash northbound I-15, 27th South, milepost 304. Crash northbound I-215 west, the ramp to go westbound I-80. And a crash eastbound SR 201 at I-80 in Salt Lake. And let me check our message stream. Let's see. Dominic says southbound I-15 from 7th South in Clearfield all the way to 21st South is beautiful and clear. Thank you, Dominic, for sending that in. You are part of the Infiniteam, as are everybody on the road. You can text us and let us know what you're seeing out there. 33986 is where you do that. Bill, you probably have time to do boner candidates, and then I can do the damn contest.
Coming up, boner candidate number 1, leave Molly Malone alone. Boner candidate number 2, Tuberville claims that entire teams are turning trans. And boner candidate number 3, Utah pond polluters.
Oh, all right. Boners of the day, big boy news, all
7:15, 10:15, 1:15, and 5:15. Each keyword is a unique entry for you. Listen all day to increase your chances of winning. Yep, it's just pure bribery to get you to listen longer. All the rules are at x96.com. This is a national contest. I'm going to give you the keyword now, and it is a different text number. It's not the number you use for texting other things. Here's the text number. 508 508-777-1000. That's 508-777-1000. Text the word, is it a word? ATM. ATM.
I guess.
508-777-1000.
Thank you.
The X96 Secret Contest Prize.
The documentary on Netflix, and if you don't know what Ashley Madison is, good. It's a cheating website. It's a website where it's their tagline is "Life's short, have an affair." You sign up for it, and it's supposed to be a discreet way you can meet other married people that want to have affairs. So the documentary is about a data breach where a bunch of millions of names and addresses and phone numbers and credit card numbers got stolen and released, and they follow this one couple. They're Christian vloggers.
I was going to say the best way to meet somebody to have an affair is in church.
They're this husband and wife that are famous for doing these Christian vlogging posts. Well, the husband, unbeknownst to the wife, had signed up for Ashley Madison because he got married really young and he was bored, and I don't want to get divorced, but I want to have a little fun.
Sure.
So it's Christian vlogger. And then another story they follow is this guy who's a professor at a seminary. I mean, why is it always these people?
Well, it's not.
But often it is.
Yeah, because you know what? They're human beings just like the rest of us. With foibles and you know.
No, I thought it was us that had the foibles. They were not. Because
they're not supposed to.
Because they.
But they do.
Yeah.
You know, they do have them.
Well, not according to them.
Well, right, but it's
maybe that's
not
it.
true.
That's the self-righteous part of it. It's the I'm better than you part of it. Well, no, you're not.
Yeah, it's it doesn't matter. I mean, people from all walks of life have affairs, Gina. It's not.
Well, I know that.
It's not fair to say why is it always them. It's not.
It's not supposed to be. They're supposed to have figured things out. They're supposed to have chosen the right path.
Because they're the ones telling us that we need to get on the right path.
Yeah.
That's why I don't listen to them. I don't listen to any of them. I've had a hard life. I've never listened to anybody's advice.
Bill, all the paths you could have taken.
Right. You really shouldn't go into radio, man. You should not go into radio.
They were right.
They said. I mean, he said to me, I guess some people aren't cut out for this business.
Our friend Guy in the chat room says, I had a professor ask me to do a search on the data breach. Because to run an analysis on it.
Yeah.
You wanted to know if your name popped up on it, sir.
He had a professor ask him about the Ashley Madison thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you look at that for me and see if
I mean, I'm just curious.
Yeah. And apparently they just lied to people saying, "Oh no, it's very secure. We have the highest quality." They never did anything.
No.
Here, answer me this question. Who is Ashley Madison, or is it just a name they gave?
It's a name they picked out because Ashley and Madison were the two most popular girl names
at the time.
So whoever started it, we'll call it Ashley.
They thought it sounded upscale,
Having never looked at the website, did they have somebody who was supposed to be Ashley Madison?
No.
Okay.
It wasn't like a Betty Crocker.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking. That sort of thing.
But it's you put in where you live and what you're into and what you're looking for. And it matches you with, and it's just like a lot of these things. For women, it's free because they want the women, but men have to pay for it.
Is it a subscription or just an individual?
You buy access. It's not a subscription, but you buy. Oh, I want to be able to talk to this many women, so you pay for.
Oh, I see.
Pay for that.
Again,
not telling you how to use it. It's just.
Well, is it still around?
Why am I surprised, though, that millions of people signed up for this. Why does that surprise me?
I don't know, because there are
people that want to be married, don't want to get divorced, but just want something on the side.
Now, have you finished this documentary
No,
series?
not yet.
Okay.
Are you going to?
Well, yeah, I'm into it now.
You're committed already. Yeah, because Guy, as I recall, I think Guy's right. The data was like 50-1 men.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was mostly guys.
Yeah.
Somebody else in the chat room says, my ex, I'm not identifying you because I don't know if you want to be identified, but says, my ex signed up for Ashley Madison. I found out from a woman who didn't want to meet him in person. He scared her and she told me about it.
You know, you don't have to keep watching it. I started watching that Dancing for the Devil.
Which one was that?
Somebody was telling us about it. Bill Frost last week, I think. Dancing for the Devil. It's about, there are all these dance things on Instagram, and then there was this pastor who started, the dance church, and it's a cult, and I watched about a half an hour of it and go, well, I don't like any of these people.
You gave up on it?
Yeah. So go ahead, be in a dance cult. I don't care.
Be in a dance cult. I don't care.
Might I suggest to you?
Wow.
A different show,
Okay.
something that is perfect for you.
Okay.
Because it's got handsome brown-skinned men
Yes.
with hairy chests.
Yes.
And it takes place in the 80s.
Yes.
It's called Acapulco, and it is like the most vapid, you don't have to think about it show. There's a problem, though, because you have to read some of it.
Is it a scripted show?
It's a scripted show.
Okay.
It's in both Spanish and English.
Okay.
So,
is it a Netflix thing?
what is it?
It's about
Apple?
a resort in Acapulco during the heyday.
Oh, okay.
But it flashes back between the 80s and now.
Okay.
So you might.
I might. I need a little piece of candy.
That's exactly
That's a
what
little
it
piece
is.
of candy.
Acapulco now is a really awful hotbed of cartel crime.
That's why it's good to flash back to the 80s.
Do they address that?
Well, we haven't headed there yet.
Yeah, Acapulco. That's where
we're headed there in the second season because one of the characters died and he's going back for the funeral. So we'll hit Acapulco today and see how it's changed or if it's changed. I don't know. But yeah, it's light. It's something.
Okay.
It's bubble gum.
Just that's what I need. A little piece
Just
of
what
candy.
you need. Yeah. On this day, in 1987, the Cult released their third studio album, Electric, and that there is the first track on the album. I'm a wolf child girl howling for you.
Yeah.
Wildflower. All right. Let's see. Time for Boner of the Day. These are 3 news stories. They are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. And you will decide with your vote of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to be Boner of the Day for today, April 7, 2025. We'll give you 2 candidates now, a third after the news, and once you've heard all 3, you will vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive.
Can't buy it. Got to win it. Radio from Hell Boner T-shirt.
Boner candidate number 1, leave Molly Malone alone. An American tourist was swamped by angry locals after he was caught red-handed groping a buxom statue of the Molly Malone statue in Dublin, Ireland. There you can see it at x96.com/live.
Classy.
Travel vlogger Max Travels filmed a video of himself kissing the famous bronze statue of Molly Malone, a fictional fisherman's wife who serves as an unofficial mascot for the city of Dublin in the Irish capital on Thursday. According to a rumor allegedly begun by a tour guide back in 2012, the statue is said to bring good luck to travelers who rub her breasts. And they have done it so much, and you can see in the picture, that they've worn the patina off of it to expose the copper that's underneath that patina. The Dublin City Council has announced a crackdown on tourists acting inappropriately toward the sculpture. As this vlogger walked away, a woman confronted him, said, "You're effing nasty, effing disgusting. Why the F are you touching her bosom?" pointing to a discolored area on the statue's chest that has been damaged by excessive touching. She added, why is her bosom gold? That's not the word she used, but because of tourists coming here and doing that. People like you, people like them coming here and touching her there, the locals said, asking if the tourists would go up to any other random person and touch their breast. As the tourists attempted to walk away, the woman said, "You're from America. F you and your effing stupid country.
Jeez.
Yanks out of this effing country. Get out of here." The Dublin Council has announced plans to hire stewards to patrol the statue and discourage antisocial behavior starting in May. Boner candidate number 1, leave Molly Malone alone. Or as the writer of this story said, coppering a feel. Yeah. That's boner candidate number 1. Here's boner candidate number 2. Tuberville claims that entire teams are turning trans.
Where?
Senator Tommy Tuberville is taking aim at the woke globalists who he claims are pushing kids to become transgender athletes in women's sports. We have entire men's teams across this country, he said, now that are turning trans.
Where?
Women's teams, they're turning trans, Tuberville
Show
told
me.
guest host Jackie DeAngelis while appearing on an episode of Fox News. He continued, that's going to be the situation where it's going to pick up speed because these woke globalists are pushing these kids to say, if you can't compete in men's sports, let's just transition and say you're a woman and participate in women's sports.
That is not happening anywhere.
NCAA President Charlie Baker testified back in December that he was aware of fewer than 10 transgender college athletes in college out of over 500,000 total NCAA student athletes. This suggests that transgender athletes make up less than 0.002% of all NCAA athletes. There are probably 10, maybe 9 transgender athletes in college sports today.
Not.
And you know what? They don't win.
This is not a problem.
We got more measles cases than trans athletes.
Boner candidate number 2. Tuberville claims that entire teams are turning trans. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. Utah pond polluters.
All right, boner candidate number 3 coming up after this. Big boy news and opinioendo brought to you by.
Is your AC ready for summer? Get the X96 special offer on a spring AC tune-up. Be sure to ask about their VIP plans that include 2 annual tune-ups, priority scheduling, plus discounts on all services, repairs, replacements. They're coming to my house tomorrow. It's LarsonHVAC.com/X96.
Do I have to call Sean, or is he just going to come to my house?
You well, at least call him.
I have to call him?
Yeah.
Okay. Sopranos star Lorraine Bracco. She was the psychologist, Dr. Melfi, remember? Mm-hmm. She's looking for love. She says, I'm embracing dating again after turning 70. During a recent interview with the American Association of Retired People.
Good for you, Lorraine.
the actress.
Never give up on love.
No, the actress who played Tony Soprano's psychiatrist, Dr. Jennifer Melfi, on the hit HBO series, shared an update on her love life and revealed the qualities that she finds most attractive in a potential partner. You might want to take some notes. I'm single and I'm sure someone will arrive, Bracco said. I believe in love. What do I look for in a man? Well, a sense of humor is extremely important, and I like a guy who's sure of himself.
Oh.
I'm sure of myself, so I want him to be rock steady. Bracco added. The Goodfellas star was previously married twice. Her first marriage was to French hair salon owner Daniel Girard. That's probably Danielle Girard, whom she first met while she was working as a model in Paris.
Well, she looks beautiful.
Yes, she's lovely. She played let's see. Basically, he said, "Well, what? I don't know what. That's weird." Oh, she. It's a line that doesn't make sense in the story. So she said they were married in 1979 and they had a daughter together, Margot Girard, but they got divorced in 1982.
I think you should help her find love, Bill.
I'll give her a call. I've got some friends she'd probably like.
Fix her up.
Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. advocated for the measles and mumps and rubella vaccine during a visit to West Texas on Sunday.
Oh, now he is?
Yep, to comfort two families whose children died of measles. Kennedy has been criticized for downplaying measles risks and the efficacy of vaccines, but now he is saying it is the best protection. Texas has the largest number of reported measles cases in the U.S. Kennedy.
But it's also in Oklahoma and New Mexico.
Oh, it's like nine.
It's
9 or
sweeping-
10 states.
It's sweeping around, yeah.
Kennedy said that he met with some doctors that had treated children using some unconventional methods, but he did say the vaccine is the best protection. And he went to, I don't know if he went to the funeral, but he went to the church where the funeral was being held for one of the kids.
This is perfectly preventable.
Utah's fertility rate has dropped again, according to federal data. The decline also means Utah's rank nationally has fallen in comparison to other states. In 2022, only 3 states had higher total fertility rates than Utah. The most recently available data from 2023, Utah had fallen to 10th. The total fertility rate is determined by calculating the average number of children a woman will have if she survives all her childbearing years. In 2022, Utah's total fertility rate was 1.853. 2023, it was 1.801. That's a drop of 2.8%. So we're not having as many kids as we used to.
Well, it's expensive.
You're welcome.
Brigham City police discovered a heart-shaped tattoo on the victim, whose remains were discovered in a plastic bag along a roadway in Brigham City on Wednesday. Did you were you gone when this story broke?
Yeah, I didn't hear about this.
So they hope that the tattoo may lead to identifying the victim and bringing closure to their loved ones. At the end of the day, it's amazing because when there's no other identifying markers, if you have tattoos, those are symbols that your family and your friends are going to recognize, said Kayla Schiffler, a tattoo artist at Legacy Tattoo in Ogden.
And that looks pretty specific.
Yeah. A Union Pacific crew found the human remains in a black garbage bag. All that was in there were hair and bones.
Really?
It had been there so long.
Been there forever.
Yeah.
Well, then okay.
What they
I know.
did.
I don't know how they know the tattoo then.
They found a
If
little
it's hair and bones.
piece. Well, they found a little piece of something.
I mean, the whole body was in there.
Yeah. Yeah. It was
been there a long time.
It had
been
been
there.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was goo. A lot of it was goo.
Essentially.
The heart-shaped tattoo was found on the victim's left bicep area. I will say that we're really hoping that that's a stroke of luck for us that the tattoo survived, said Chad Reyes, police chief for Brigham City. I will say that we're really hoping that this tattoo will bring somebody forward. Schiffler wonders what the tattoo could mean. It's a heart shape and it's got some initials in it.
Yeah.
It looks like it would be for somebody. It looks like it would be for somebody, from what I can see, Schiffler said. It looks like it has some type of initials in the center, so it's either a memorial tattoo for someone or maybe a tattoo for a child. And speaking of that, following the discovery of a skull and bones in a pond near Salt Lake late in March, several families wait for the bones to be identified. That includes loved ones of a missing Wyoming woman. Ann Elliott vanished 5 years ago in downtown Salt Lake as her family continues searching for her. There are other people who they're kind of hoping that it might bring them some closure. Yeah. The skull and other bones were discovered by a fisherman in a pond near an office complex and golf course. They're being examined by the Utah Office of Medical Examiner. Funeral service for former Utah Congresswoman Mia Love, who died March 23rd after a years-long battle with brain cancer, is scheduled to happen at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints Institute of Religion on the University of Utah campus this morning.
10, I think?
10 a.m. Love, the daughter of Haitian immigrants, was the first black Republican woman elected to Congress. She served in the U.S. House from 2015 to 2019 and previously was elected as mayor to the city council, elected as mayor of Saratoga Springs. She had also served previous to that on the city council. Let's see. Understaffed agency. That is the Social Security. Office closures, staffing and service cuts, and policy changes at the Social Security Administration have caused complete and utter chaos and are threatening to send the agency into a death spiral, according to workers at the agency.
Well, they'll just have to shut it down then. That'll be their
That's
out.
what they do.
The SSA
that'll be their out. It doesn't work, so we'll just.
This is the largest government program in the United States, administering social insurance programs, retirement and disability and survivor benefits. An average of about 69 million Americans per month receive a Social Security benefit in 2025.
Yeah. No, I mean, that is the plan, to destroy it and then say it doesn't work.
Senate Republicans plugged away overnight and into early Saturday to approve their multi-trillion-dollar tax breaks and spending cuts framework, hurtling past Democratic opposition toward what Trump calls the big, beautiful bill. So rather than raising taxes, they're cutting taxes.
Yeah.
They're cutting revenue.
Or just leaving them be.
And finally, this story. EasyJet, it's an airline in Europe, has unveiled a snail and garlic-infused ice cream. The escargot-inspired creation comes with crunchy pieces of sugar to mimic a shell, taking its cues from Parisian bistros. It's one of 5 bold flavors dreamed up to celebrate the airline and EasyJet Holidays' New London Southend base, with each scoop inspired by a destination you can now jet off to. The other adventurous ice cream options include spicy tagine, packed with apricots and Moroccan spices to transport you straight to the souks, whatever the souks is. Or there is a cacio e pepe ice cream.
Ice cream?
Yes. It's lemon zest, Parmesan, and cracked black pepper ice cream.
Sure, I'll try all these.
Sangria and chocolate. And yeah, I'd try them all.
I'd try that escargot one, now that I read it. Roasted garlic and parsley butter.
Yeah.
Escargot with sugar shells ice cream.
Yeah.
The butter flavor in there would go good against that whole garlic and the sweetness and the cream.
Yeah.
That would work.
Considering
that's the only one I wouldn't I
would
just
try that one.
I just don't like the idea of rubbery snails in my ice cream. All right.
There's no snails in there, is it?
Well,
that's what you were reading.
Yeah, what you read sort of says there are some pieces of snail in it. Let's see.
I don't think there is. I think there's just garlic and butter. They're mimicking snails.
See, garlic infused ice cream. Yeah, and I don't. Where did you see the ingredients? Oh, on the
roasted garlic and parsley butter escargot. So parsley butter escargot. That means probably snails.
Yeah, that means.
I'd still try it.
That means there are snails in it.
I'd give it a try. Weather, traffic.
Beautiful day today. 72, sunny, gorgeous. I think it's a good yard work day, but you both say no on yard work. It's just just be outside. We'll have an overnight low of 50. We stay in the 70s through most of the week, and then we pop up to the 80s by Friday. Traffic, we have a crash northbound I-15, 27th south in Salt Lake. Expect a 15-minute delay going northbound from Clearfield to Roy. This is on Front Runner. It says it's not a mechanical issue, some other reason that's having some slowdowns. And let me check our message stream, see if anybody has sent in anything via text. Don't see anything there, but let's see. If you come across anything you think we all need to know about, if you text us, and it's safe to text 33986. Feldman's Deli, Utah's authentic Jewish deli with expanded hours, now open Tuesday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 8:30 p.m., breakfast till 10:30, lunch, dinner, live music Fridays and Saturdays. More information at feldmansdeli.com.
All right, here's boner candidate number 3, Utah pond polluters. 2 men were charged Tuesday after Utah officials say that they dumped oily wastewater into a northeastern Utah pond on multiple occasions. The sheer quantity of the pollution was beyond anything I've seen as an investigator, said Brent Kaza, a special agent for the Utah Trust Lands Administration. The state agency said the wastewater came from an oil field in Bear River, Wyoming, near the state line with Utah. 2 contractors, Braden Lance and Jeremy Oliver, were hired to take the waste to a disposal facility in LaBarge, Wyoming, over 100 miles from Bear River. Instead, Mr. Lance and Mr. Oliver dumped the wastewater into a small pond near Woodruff, Utah, about 13 miles from the Bear River oil field. Kaza said that the contractors were pocketing the money provided for their expenses that they did not incur.
Wow.
Mr. Lance and Mr. Oliver were both charged with 4 third-degree felony counts of unlawful discharge of pollutants. The dumped wastewater contained oil, hydraulic fluid, grease, sand, and mud. The state agency said in a press release they're all common contaminants in wastewater produced from oil drilling. Boner candidate number 3, Utah pond polluters.
All right, let's review the first two and vote.
Number 1, leave Molly Malone alone. People in Dublin, tourists, groping the bosom of a statue of, Molly Malone, cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh, that. She's the sort of the patron saint of the
mascot.
The mascot of Dublin, and they're really just damaging the statue. They grab it so many times. Boner candidate number 2, Tuberville claims that entire teams are turning trans. No, not true. They're probably
not even a little true.
There's not even it's not enough. There's 9 maybe transgender athletes in college.
We could just say things now to get people whipped up.
And Boner candidate number 3, Utah pond polluters.
All right, time for you to vote for Boner of the Day. Here we go. 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number, the one that you think is the worst, the one that you think should win Boner of the Day. 1, 2, or 3. Put that single digit in the message of a text. 1, 2, or 3. And then text that to 33986. Or you can call Katie in the producer's booth. She'll take your live vocal vote. You can say good morning. 877-602-9696 is the number to call. Or you can go online and vote. Just go to our website, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner of the Day, April 7, 2025. Click on there and vote. If you don't see that box, refresh your browser. It'll appear. Click and vote. You've got until the end of these messages to get your vote in. Not much time, though. 3 minutes. Get on it. After we award the Boner, we're going to hear about Gina's trip to Rome. Got Bill Frost telling us what's on TV this week. And Beat Gina coming up as well. Stand by for all of that. Here we go. Let's get to voting. It's Boner of the Day. Do it.
Salt Lake Tribune, the headlines that come through in my email, and Cody D and Forgash are going off the air.
Our old friend Cody D, Cody Dangle.
Their show Maximum Distortion on KSL.
Yeah, right.
KSL has a different kind of maximum distortion. KRCL. Almost 10 years. Is that right?
No, 19.
19 years.
Yeah.
19 years they've been doing Maximum Distortion.
Because I've got a Maximum Distortion hoodie that's older than 10 years, so I know.
It's and it's like, what is it, like 4 hours once a week? Something like that?
I don't think it's 4 hours.
They do the show it starts at 10 p.m. and they play,
10 to midnight.
10 to midnight. They play, head-banging metal.
Heavy metal.
Yeah. And the reason that they're not going to be doing the show anymore?
Why?
Because Forgash is moving.
That's it?
Yeah. It seems to me like they ought to be able to work something
I was going to
out.
say, you're at home right now.
Yeah.
And then there are morning shows where one guy's in L.A. and another guy's in Seattle. And, it can be done, you guys.
Yeah, I think, I don't know. It's they both say they'd like to keep doing it, but I don't know. Maybe. I'm surprised Cody didn't call one of us.
Yeah.
You want to come and do a show with me for a couple hours?
Cody could continue doing it, right?
You would think.
That's what I would think.
Yeah.
I don't like radio shows going away.
Oh, I like some of them going
away. No. See, they've all gone away. I don't know who's left. I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't. Well, Steve Williams, the jazz guy, He still does. I think he still does the show on KRCL, but he moved to Chicago, which is where he's from.
You know, I was telling Carrie this right when we got off the air yesterday. When I went to Nashville, and part of that was learning about the Grand Ole Opry. Oh, which side note, Opryland, the amusement park's been closed for years. It's a separate
But
thing.
there was
Yeah.
Okay.
Back in the 90s or something, it closed. But the Grand Ole Opry started at a radio station, and they would have live people come down and fiddle on the air. And it grew and grew and grew, and it's still going since 1925. And it made me wish for the radio that we would do when we would have specialty shows on this station, like a punk show or a locals-only show. Or I used to do Extra Hard. Or the
reggae show, the reggae show on Sunday morning.
But I wish there were a way, because we have this great building here, this Broadway Media Tower, and downstairs.
Is it still there?
It's here.
I haven't been down there for a while.
Downstairs on the first level, we had this club called 50 West, and the idea was it was going to be this usable space that we could do all kinds of different events and things at. And as I'm in Nashville hearing about the Grand Ole Opry, I'm thinking, how cool would it be to have this space downstairs where we have like a weekly local show that we broadcasted on the air. Like local bands come in, we play, it's downstairs, people come watch it, but you can hear it on the radio, a live music program on the radio. We could do something like that. We won't, but we could do something. It would make us different from
986.
All right, let's see, 7:46. Oh, 7:47 actually. Time to award Boner of the Day.
And the Boner of the Day is brought to you in part by meatloaf with mashed potatoes and gravy and green beans.
And Travel Club 365 can help if these boners are making you feel like you need to flee the country. Cruises, all-inclusives, bucket list adventures, your local travel pros can plan it all for every budget. No planning fees. Give Travel Club 365 a call or text 801-441-0102. That's 801-441-0102. TravelClub365.com.
Well, this happened last week as well. The one boner candidate didn't do very well. Got 20 votes. That was the Molly Malone statue. So it was a big battle between number 2, Tommy Tuberville, claiming that entire teams are turning trans, and Utah pond polluters. Each one got well over 100 votes. But pond polluters, 146 votes, and the winner, boner candidate number 2, Tommy Tuberville, with 156 votes.
Wow. Okay. Wow. That's your Boner of the Day for today, April 7, 2025. Now qualified to be Boner of the Week.
So I have many stories about Rome. This break will be food-related because Adam requested that earlier.
How was the Pope,
morning.
by the way? Just
He's better.
I know. Did you have dinner with him, or
no? We didn't have dinner.
You didn't get to kiss the ring?
No.
Okay.
Vatican and Sistine Chapel is another story. We'll do that some other time.
All right.
But for food.
All right.
So in planning this trip, Joe took care of all of the travel stuff, like the airline tickets and the hotel.
Would be your husband.
And, yes. And then I was in charge of tours and planning food. And I did that because then I could plan the food.
Yeah, so you wouldn't get anything strange.
So I thought the first day we were there would be a good time to do a food tour. It's a great way to get to know a city and also maybe discover some restaurants you might want to eat at along the way.
How do you do a food tour?
So you sign up for, there's all kinds of tours.
Oh, really?
Available.
They something already planned out.
Yep, yep.
Okay.
And our tour guide, Emmanuel.
Oh, he's very good.
Yeah, he's very good.
He knows his food.
And spoke fabulous English. And I said, do they teach you that in school here? And he said, no. Your American entertainment is a perfect way to learn a language. I learned it by watching The Office and Disney movies.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
And everybody there speaks English. Everybody.
Yeah.
And he said when he does his tours, he said, I have people from Germany and France and China. And he said, I always do the tour in English because it's
Everybody
the
speaks
language
English.
that everybody speaks. It just is ubiquitous. And he is absolutely fascinated with American barbecue. Like for us going to
Yeah.
Italy, he can't wait to come here and try American barbecue.
Well, tell us about the food.
So the food on the food tour was pretty basic. Here's your pastas, here's your gelatos, here's your. So that was that day. That was that day.
No, wait, you go to place, or does he just?
Yeah, it's a traveling thing. We had,
I thought maybe he just lined up a bunch of dishes.
No, and food tours are great. I recommend this anytime you're traveling to sign up for a food tour because you get to know the city. Mm-hmm. You get to know different restaurants. You get to know the local cuisine.
I took a food tour in Rock Springs, Wyoming once. It was all pork chops.
Well, if you like pork chops.
Yeah, but every place was pork chops.
And they asked you before the tour, do you have any food requirements? And I said, well, I don't really like cheese. And I had been practicing how to say no cheese, please. Niente formaggio, per favore. And I didn't have to say that because Emmanuel.
speak English.
Yeah. But they also don't say, is there anything you don't like or have allergies? They say, do you have any intolerances?
Intolerances.
Yes, I have an intolerance. So that was the food tour. Now, I planned every night's dinner. I carefully selected these restaurants. I would go to the menu online and say, there's something there I will eat, and I booked it. Now, one night, I thought, I'm going to book a Michelin star restaurant.
Okay.
A fine dining experience.
Nice.
Mostly for my husband.
How many stars?
I can't remember. I just know it was a Michelin star rated restaurant. And it's called Pulejo. And I booked it because there's a tasting menu, which you can do, or you can order a la carte. And I noticed on the a la carte menu that there's something there that I can do, and Joe can do the tasting menu, and this will be great.
All right.
Your finest chicken fried steak, please.
So we get there and we sit down and we're getting ready to order. And I would like this from the a la carte menu. And Joe said, well, I would like to do the tasting menu. And terribly sorry. The way the tasting menu works is
for two people.
It has to be for two people.
It's for two people.
And you couldn't deprive your husband.
Now, when I'm telling my mother, Mary Claire, this story, she said, well, that's just too bad. He missed out on the tasting menu because that's how she would have handled it.
That's how she would have handled it.
Yeah.
And I said, no,
Could I ask what you were going to order, Gina?
It was just a pasta dish. It was just a very
red sauce.
Yeah, it was a basic.
No Parmesan, please.
You know it's on the menu for people like me. Like if you bring somebody here, we at least have this. Yeah. Let me tell you what the menu for the tasting. This is how they describe it on the menu. Okay. A tasting journey that explores complexity with an eye toward darkness through unknown flavors, mystery,
not for you.
Unexplored territories.
Not for you.
They don't tell you what they're going to bring.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have no idea.
Exactly.
It was hot dogs,
That's
wasn't
part
it?
of the fun.
It was Italian hot dogs.
And so I looked at my husband, and he did not think I would go along with this. He said, well, I guess I'll have to find something on the a la carte menu. No. I am a
brave girl,
adult woman, and I will also do the tasting menu.
Okay, what was it?
Bill, it was darkness through unknown flavors and mystery and unexplored territories.
But what was that? See, I wouldn't try that tasting menu because that just sounds too damn pretentious to me.
But
you're in a Michelin star restaurant. You're already pretentious.
That's true.
Here's the thing. Our waiter had such a thick accent, he would come and explain what he was putting in front of us. Still had no idea what it was.
Even though it was English.
No clue.
So you don't know what you ate?
I have no idea.
Oh, come on.
7 courses.
You must have some idea of what it was.
No. That's mystery meat, mystery flavors, mystery. I have no idea. Are you not proud of me for eating a 7-course meal of something I have absolutely no idea?
How much of
what
it did you politely spit into your napkin?
That's a good question.
There was one course that was raw fish. I don't know what kind of raw fish it was.
Okay.
Okay, so but give me some idea of what some other it was raw fish. I mean, there was a pasta dish of some sort.
The raw fish was a slice of raw fish on a piece of toasted bread with.
I wouldn't have eaten that either.
But there were the shapes I didn't recognize. The flavors I didn't recognize. They brought out a bird's nest.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
With not eggs or anything in it, with little egg-shaped.
A bird nest made out of noodles?
No, like sticks. With little.
And you were supposed to eat the eggs.
Yeah.
And what were they?
They weren't eggs. They were little balls of like rice or something.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying.
What's the name of this restaurant?
It's Pulejo. Pulejo.
But was it good?
Here's the thing. I enjoyed it.
See?
And what I've figured out, and you're going to think this is a ridiculous thing for me to figure out, a Michelin star restaurant, part of that is this food tastes really good.
Well,
yeah.
It's not just fancy for being fancy.
No.
I ate food, I didn't know what it was, and I liked it, except for the raw fish thing. But I can't tell you what it was. It was a mystery. I ate mystery food. Like little tiny things.
Come here.
Oh, thank you.
Come here.
You know the food that they like on the bear, where they like use tweezers to assemble it.
I'm proud of you. But now let's continue the journey. Let's keep eating things that you
no, I think
ordinarily wouldn't eat.
I'll bet she went. When she got done, she says, "God, I'm never doing that again."
And I toward darkness through unknown flavors and mystery in unexpected territories. I ate 7 courses of that.
7 courses of darkness.
I ate 7 courses of darkness.
Let's continue this. This is a good step. Let's continue this.
I'm looking at this restaurant's menu or websites. It's really pretentious.
Yes.
Really pretentious.
Yes. The wine glasses were so delicate, I was afraid to touch it. I said to Joe, I'm like, I don't know how they wash that. Like, remember in The Bear when
they just throw them away.
When Cousin Richie was polishing the spoons? It's like that.
It's like that. Yeah. That's a fine dining experience.
I ate 7 courses of mystery.
Way to go.
We'll get you
darkness. Don't forget the darkness.
We'll get you to snails eventually. We'll get you
I
there.
might have had them. I don't know.
You may have.
There were little rubbery things at some point.
All snails are it's garlic butter and then rubber.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Let's look at it this way. You don't know what you ate.
Nope.
Well, let's continue that.
You're just going to...
Just keep eating whatever it is.
You're going to make me go out to dinner with you, aren't you?
I am. And we're going to just order for you.
You're going to look for mystery.
It'll be darkness and mystery.
Well, let's see if there's darkness and mystery out on the roads. I'll just refresh this, see if anything new has happened. Crash southbound I-15 Geneva Road and Orem, milepost 273. Crash eastbound SR 193. This is in Davis County at 30th West. Crash northbound I-15 27th South in Salt Lake. And Jess says they're slowing at the point of the mountain, unsure of the cause. That's okay. At least you just let us know, Jess. Thank you for that. And if you see anything, you can text us 33986. Stubbs Dental, award-winning services, life-changing results. Visit stubbsdental.com. Book your appointment now.
All right. KXRK Provo. We'll take a short break and be back. Bill Frost telling us what's on TV this week after these messages. One of those?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Radio from Hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96.
I've been joking around about this list. What's it called, Gina?
List of the rudest things you can do in someone else's house.
Now, I've been joking that I said, I bet I've done all of these things. But now I'm afraid that to hear it because maybe I really have.
Number 1 on the list.
Yeah.
Okay.
touching and moving things.
Yeah, I've done that.
Now, when someone says, make yourself at home,
yeah,
they don't mean that literally. Like, don't put your feet on the furniture unless you notice the person whose house it is putting their feet on the furniture. Don't just walk over to the fridge and open it.
Yeah, I went to somebody's house once and they said, my house is your house. And I said, okay, get out.
They said even things like if there's a book on the shelf that you're curious about, it's very easy to gesture towards something. May I?
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. And of course they're going to say, sure. I mean, my guess is they wouldn't say, no, don't touch the books on the bookshelf. But don't just touch
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
Number 2, expecting a tour. Don't demand a tour of someone's home. Wait until
I've
you're
done that.
Show me around your house. Well, wait until your host says, would you like a tour of the house?
I have requested a tour. I said, can you show me around?
Like when you went to the governor's mansion. You went there?
Well, yeah, but I was expecting a tour.
Yeah, I didn't realize can you show me around is rude. Okay.
But if they offer, hey, would you like to see the house? Overstaying your welcome.
Oh, yeah.
The thing that wouldn't leave.
Yep.
Knowing when it's time to leave is the number one complaint heard from hosts about guests who overstay their welcome. Now, that could be like they're staying at your house for days, or it could just be like,
well, we got to get up early.
I'm pretty sensitive to that, but I have been in situations where there have been people at my house, and I've been thinking, are you ever going to go home?
Says you might still be enjoying your nightcap, but pay attention to the host's body language. And I think a lot of people are not key to hiding a mess.
Hiding a mess.
You spill something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I hide that. I would hide it instantly.
You break something. You use the last of the toilet paper.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I clogged up somebody's toilet once so bad.
Did you really?
I know. No.
Maybe. I don't know. Snooping.
I do that.
Like when you're in the... You do?
I've had the occasion to...
You looked
just
in cabinets?
medicine cabinet or something.
This is beware.
Usually at relatives' houses. But.
This is beware. Some hosts put glass marbles in their medicine cabinets to catch snoopers.
Oh, that's good.
No, I've done it at relatives' house to find out what they're on.
What are you on? Or why aren't you on something? You should be on something. Bringing an uninvited +1. Never show up with an unexpected +1.
I have done that.
Like, I'm sure it's fine.
I hope you don't mind, but
yeah,
I've done that.
Now, unless you're explicitly told that you may bring a +1, always ask before showing it. Like, call and say, "Hey,
by the way,
my cousin's in town, and
but I couldn't.
Like Dwight and Sandy did.
Sandy? Mm-hmm. All right.
He just said hi.
That's fine. Yeah. Is this a sponsored feature, Jane?
Yes. Let's see. Love live music? Tired of paying too much for tickets and beers? Experience great live music and adult beverages without paying stupid prices at Utah's coolest venues. Don't miss the Tom Petty tribute band Petty Theft, April 18th at the State Room. Get tickets at thestateroompresents.com.
Thank you.
Well, here he is, William Frost. Bill Frost, as he's known colloquially.
Yes.
He is a writer. You can read his fine writings in City Weekly, cityweekly.net, or in other papers around the country if you happen to be in another state.
Yeah.
You can also listen to Bill Frost's podcast. It's TV Tan. And he's a musician in a band called Magda Vega. And you can find all things Frost-related where?
At billfrost.tv.
Okay.
Pretty big week for TV here.
All right.
Start off kind of small here. Tonight, if you don't have the Hulu, for you non-Hulu havers, you can start watching Paradise from the Sterling K. Brown, James Marsden political thriller series.
I don't know anything.
ABC is going to...
Carrie watches.
Oh, it's on ABC.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So you can get your rabbit ears
I've seen
out.
it. It's really good.
Yes.
It's really good.
And
I can't tell you anything about it.
I know, right?
Without giving away spoilers.
It's one of those kind of shows.
It is.
But it is available on Hulu as well.
Yes. The whole thing is on Hulu, but if you only have rabbit ears, whatever.
Yeah.
You have to watch week by week though.
I have rabbit ears, and then I put tinfoil on the
Good.
on
Good.
that.
Yes.
That's a show I want to binge, though. I think you want to binge that one.
Yes. On Tuesday, speaking of Hulu, The Handmaid's Tale season 6 final season.
Oh, jeez.
I just can't.
I jumped out after the first season. I stopped.
I need distraction. I don't need more reinforcement of everything.
Well, you'll love this. Black Mirror is back on Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll have a return. Season 7 will have a sequel to the USS Callister from, was it last season, season 4 last? Star Trek themed episode.
Spaceship.
That was really good. I didn't watch Black Mirror very much, but I happened to catch that one, and it was so good.
Yeah.
It was very nearly a series, the USS Callister.
Okay.
This close.
And also appearing in episodes this season are Paul Giamatti, Awkwafina, Tracy Ellis Ross, Issa Rae, Chris O'Dowd, Rashida Jones, and Peter Capaldi, the former doctor.
Yeah.
And also on Thursday, this'll cheer you up. Hacks.
Hacks is back?
Yes.
Oh, good.
On Thursday on Max.
It ended on such a good cliffhanger.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
such a good show.
Yeah, so season 4, we're moving into Deborah Vance's new job as late night talk show host. And joining the cast this season are Julianne Nicholson and Michaela Watkins. Also, Helen Hunt's showing up.
Oh.
Yeah.
She was in the last season.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. On Friday, John Hamm has a new Apple TV Plus series.
Now, I saw the promo for this. Tell me about it.
It's called Your Friends and Neighbors. This comes from screenwriter and novelist Jonathan Tropper, who previously did Banshee and Warrior, 2 excellent shows.
Yeah. Okay.
John Hamm plays a recently divorced hedge fund manager who also just gets fired. He's like, you're fired. You're done. So, like, how am I going to maintain my lifestyle?
So he's got no family. He's got no job.
Yeah.
But he wants to be.
But look at all these riches around my neighborhood here.
Yeah.
If stuff goes missing, who's going to notice?
Oh, and they're at work all day. So,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
So,
got it.
So John Hamm is breaking into people's houses.
Yes, he is.
All right.
And his ex-wife, played by Amanda Peet. Also, Olivia Munn is in here.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Amanda Peet.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And starts with 2 episodes on Friday, and then they'll get them week by week.
It's on what?
On Apple TV Plus. It's called Your Friends and Neighbors, not to be confused with Neil LaBute's movie of long ago.
Whatever happened to him?
I don't know.
I don't miss him, but geez, he was kind of his stuff always had a kind of nasty
little bit, yeah. Especially that movie. Doctor Who.
Right.
Season 15 or season 2?
They're calling it season 2 for some reason.
Disney Plus is, yeah.
Disney Plus is.
So the Doctor is back on Saturday,
and it looks great.
And also on Saturday, John Hamm, here he is again, hosting Saturday Night Live.
Yay.
Oh, good.
With a musical guest, Lizzo.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was a rerun for some reason. Oh, okay.
Nope, says here.
Good.
And I don't know if you caught the Jack Black hosted episode.
I saw a little bit.
Here's the thing. It was so poorly sound mixed.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't notice it.
I couldn't understand a lot of what was being said.
Well, it was a solid one.
It was, yeah. When I go back and watch it on YouTube or whatever, then I understand it.
Yeah. And on Sunday, it's back, The Last of Us.
Yes.
Season 2.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. And
happy-go-lucky show.
7 episodes this season compared to 9 the first season. They say they're going to start shooting the rumor is that they're going to start shooting the 3rd season this summer, and it'll have a lot more episodes than just 7.
And this is, did you say it was on Sunday?
On Sunday, yes, on HBO and Max. And Caitlin Deaver joining the cast here, Jeffrey Wright and Catherine O'Hara, who's also killing it on the studio right now. Show you should definitely be watching if you haven't started.
I was going to bring it up. I finally watched the first episode. That's as far as I got.
Okay.
But wow, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's got some funny stuff.
Is it too inside?
It's not. It's not.
Because that's one of the things I was worried about.
No, if you were comparing it to
the franchise,
the franchise was really inside. I got the jokes because I'm a superhero movie nerd.
Yeah.
And so I understood what they were doing. But this is just movies.
Yeah.
And so there's a great. Well, I don't want to give away the joke.
Just say you'll believe Richie from Happy Days can act.
Oh, okay.
That's great.
And that's the week of new stuff there. A lot of good stuff there.
Yeah.
And
big week.
Like I said, the studio is great. Loving it.
Yeah, very, very funny stuff. And it's it's Seth Rogen, but I don't think he'll bug you that much.
No.
We're having a good time with Kevin Bacon in The Bondsman.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I got to watch that.
Very he's very good. You know, he's excellent, and it goes over material that you kind of know what's going to happen and where, but they do it well. So
people are loving it. Yeah.
I watched Kraven the Hunter on Netflix.
Why?
I'm just curious.
Is it as bad as?
Was your wife out of town?
Yeah, she was gone for a couple hours. She went to brunch or something. It's bad, but I watched the whole thing and I didn't hate it. It's bad. I didn't hate it.
Is it Madam Web bad?
It's not that bad. No.
Okay.
Because Aaron Taylor Johnson is just charming enough
Okay.
that he pulled it off. And then the other actors that were playing the bad guys in there were compelling enough to me.
Okay.
Even though they're surrounded by a terrible movie and bad dialogue, they were compelling enough that I stuck around.
Okay.
So,
and the final season of White Lotus was exhausting.
Yeah.
It was 90 minutes, and I still haven't seen it yet.
It's
So what I'll be doing today?
I'll be watching it today or tomorrow. Yeah.
And then if you watch the afterpiece, it's Mike White, who looks like a large white rat.
He looks like his name.
Yeah. He's all excited about the next one.
He was on Survivor, apparently.
Yes.
Yeah. He was a contestant on Survivor, and I don't remember that at all.
Yeah.
Long time ago.
All right. Anyway. Well, thank you, Bill Frost.
Sure.
All right.
Make sure you catch both Bill Frost's work. Go to billfrost.tv. You can read City Weekly, of course, cityweekly.net.
Yep.
All right. Thank you. Traffic, Gina.
Crash southbound Bangor Highway 22nd South, milepost 21. It's off to the right side. Crash southbound I-15 Geneva Road. This is in Orem, milepost 273. Crash eastbound SR 193 30th West. This is in Davis County. The right lane blocked both eastbound and southbound at the intersection. The vehicle's facing sideways through there. And whatever you're seeing on the roads, you can text us 33986. Haster Games for board games, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, miniatures, dice paints, and more. Haster Games, 6831 South State, or hastergames.com.
Beat Gina coming up after these messages and a song. It's easy to play. It's easy to win. What is the prize today?
Lagoon tickets.
Lagoon tickets. Everybody wants Lagoon tickets. 877-602-9696 is the number to call. Line up. The sooner the better. Play Beat Gina. Win the Lagoon tickets. And let's see. I forgot the topic. It's some leftover questions.
It won't matter.
Last week.
It won't. You'll be fine, whatever it is.
You'll be fine. You'll be just fine. Yes, that's coming up after these messages and a song. Stand by for that. Okay. UtahAdvocates.com.
Oh, the Advocates. Listen, they are really community-minded folks, and they have all kinds of things going on. If I can get my...
It's Murray's Children's Pantry.
Yeah,
the local pantry provides meals to those in need, no questions asked. The Murray Children's Pantry needs non-expired, non-perishable foods to feed some hungry bellies. If you're able to donate actual food or just via Venmo, they make it easy. Just go to @Advocates Donations.
Yeah, that's on Venmo. And remember, the Advocates, personal injury attorneys, they are local as can be. They award-winning. They are award-winning injury attorneys. It says here. I don't know what kind of awards are given to injury attorneys.
I'm sure there's industry awards.
Must be. But if another driver's negligence has left you injured, these are the people you want to call. They will get you a settlement if they take your case. Now, they don't charge you anything for the call. They don't charge you anything out of pocket along the way. They just take their cut when they get you a settlement. So it's 801-355-5550 or UtahAdvocates.com.
We've got a treasure chest. You don't want to.
Loma Linda Ruskets.
Loma Linda Ruskets?
Wow.
Look it up. Loma Linda Ruskets.
Sure, we're not doing anything here.
They're delicious.
I mean, we can push the news. We can continue talking about cereal if you'd like.
We got time coming up to talk more about cereal if you want. It doesn't. I don't care what we do here, frankly.
No, let's push it.
Did you find it?
I kinda. How do you spell Ruskets?
RUSKETTS or
TTS
or T Rusk RUSCK. I don't. It's been years. I don't remember.
Yeah, because Loma Linda Rusnak Hyundai.
Oh, I think I found it. I think I found it.
How do you spell it?
RUSKETS. One T.
There you go. Ruskets. They're compressed little bars of cereal that you put into a bowl and put a milk, and then they fall apart.
Oh, they're okay. Okay, Rusket Flakes cereals. It says.
Yeah, I'm seeing some with like peaches cut up and put inside it on the box.
They came in flakes, and then they also came in these compressed kind of bars, as I recall.
There's a free prize inside.
Well, not anymore.
Well,
it's kind of sad that prizes are not in cereals anymore. I mean, they had great prizes.
Were they ever really very good?
Oh yeah, there was a Captain Crunch had a submarine. Mm-hmm. You put baking soda in it, and then we put in the tub, and it would go down, and then the baking soda would make it go back up because of the air.
Oh yeah, yeah, I remember that.
Very cool.
Those. They did submarines and divers.
Cheerios had these little go-karts that were powered by rubber bands.
What?
Oh yeah. And Quisp had like flying saucers that had a firing rocket.
Uh-huh.
And then there were rockets with the Monster cereals too. There were like compressed air, and you push the tubes together, and it would pop the top of it off.
Oh, here's the greatest thing about Ruskets. They were considered a health food, and they were produced by a health food company owned by the Seventh-day Adventist Church.
Oh,
okay.
Oh.
That's but I remember having them as a kid.
Well.
Ruskets, flakes, and compressed bars, and then they always had prizes in them.
Yeah, and sometimes they had there was it was the regular sugar pops, but they had Star Trek on the front.
Mm-hmm. Oh, really? I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was Spock's face on it. And on the back, you'd have a mask, a cutout mask of Star Trek people, so you could be Captain Kirk or
right.
So that was kind of cool too.
And then some greedy, very vulnerable children.
Yes,
go and ruin it all by getting hurt.
And then on the back of some of them, they'd have records for your record player.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
How is that profitable?
It's not.
Yeah.
It's just a reason to get you to buy the cereal,
In Mad Magazine, one time, a record came in Mad Magazine. You cut it out, and it had grooves on it, and I still remember the song. You could probably even find it, Carrie. It's called "It's a Gas."
It's a gas. It's easy to find. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
I know right where to find it. Yeah.
It's a Gas, and it was you cut the record out, and it was kind of heavy. It wasn't really vinyl, but it was a heavy. It wasn't just paper.
Here we go.
Here it is.
pizza gas!
Ready? This will be perfect for you, Nick. You'll love it. See.
I would have lost my mind as a
Exactly.
child hearing that.
As a child, you get this? Oh, man.
That's a whole Saturday of just
Exactly.
me playing that on repeat.
Over and over.
Yeah.
Just the greatest thing in the world.
Well, it makes more sense for that being in a magazine versus
Who
a
did they
cereal.
say did that?
Alfred E. Newman.
Oh, so Alfred E. Newman, they
Yeah.
said did that. Okay. I just remember getting that record.
But yeah, it was in the magazine. But on the back of the cereal box, like the Monster cereals, it'd be Count Chocula's, this is the sounds of the haunted house, and it was haunted house sounds.
Mm-hmm. We've lost our way.
I know.
We've lost our way as a society.
Freakies had all 7 of the Freakies characters in like little plastic figures that you could collect. And then they had cars that were powered by balloons. Cool. So you'd blow up the balloon, you'd stick it on the car, and they let it go, and it would go, and they'd make the car go.
You know, my mother fed us Gravy Train for dinner for about a year before we realized it was dog food. We were poor.
Wasn't beef-flavored cereal?
No, it was just, you know, because it made its own gravy. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
So she'd use warm water and...
Oh, now here's another one I had. Super Sugar Crisp. On the back, they would give you an Archie's record. You just cut it out and put it on your turntable.
The Archies.
The Archies.
They actually had hits. Or a hit.
Or a hit.
Yeah.
The closest thing I had to that growing up is fast food restaurants had really good toys.
And the Beach Boys, their song Smile, was on the back of Post Honeycomb for a while.
Really?
You just cut it and you'd play the record.
Do you know, Nick, that Carrie and I were able to convince people for a long time that I was King Vitamin?
Oh?
Do you know King Vitamin?
I don't know King Vitamin. I'm assuming a mascot.
Vitamin.
King Vitamin cereal.
With the King Vitamin.
I have Googled it. I do not recognize this character.
And all the vitamins you need.
Was it it was a cartoon character
at first,
and then they used a real guy.
Then they went to an actor, yeah.
And I said I was before I started in radio, I was the actor who played King Vitamin on all the cereal boxes.
On the back of Corn Flakes, you'd get Gary Lewis and the Playboys records.
This diamond ring doesn't shine for me anymore.
Sad to hear. Tragedy.
Oh.
One of a kind and originally will be missed. Blondie drummer Clem Burke has died at the age of 70 after a private battle with the cancer. Yeah. It's just finding out just now. And so I pulled out of my own stash of music something drum heavy.
That's nice. Thank you.
And so I was dreaming. All right. Let's see. Time to play Beat Gina. Is this brought to you by?
Lagoon is now open weekends. Visit Lagoon and enjoy the Flower Festival through April 27th, plus special funnel cake flavors all month long. Details and ticket links at x96.com.
Funnel cake.
Well, it will surely be satisfying to beat Gina again. And I know you all can't wait to get at it. But first, well, we have to pay the bills. So this word from our fake sponsor who helps us and pays us in fake money. I'm Johnny Ola for Kellogg's. You know, some kids never stop hearing the snap, crackle, pop of Rice Krispies, and those kids are the ones who rise and shine. Yes, they rice and shine, I should say. The world's only talking cereal is on the table. Kellogg's Rice Bubbles. So crisp, so snap, crackle, pop right at you the moment you pour on the milk.
Yum.
And when they stop talking, they start nourishing with all the richness of whole grain rice, beefed up with extra vitamins. Try some Snap, Crackle, Pop Rice Krispies in your bowl tomorrow. And now, here's the game show host with the most snap, crackle, and pop of any in the game today, the one, the only, Kerry Jackson.
Thank you, Johnny Ola.
You're welcome.
You know, I know my breakfast cereals really well, but I don't think that I can tell Snap, Crackle, and Pop.
Oh, the characters.
The characters.
I don't know which
I don't
one is
know if
which.
I'd
They're
be able to
slightly
say.
different, aren't they?
Yes, they
I
are.
want to say Snap has the chef hat, but anyway. All right. The randomizer has picked a contestant. Gina, you'll be going up against Annie today.
Hi, Annie.
Annie, are you there?
Hey, I'm here.
All right, Annie, we're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you the advantage in the game if you call it correctly. Heads or tails?
Heads.
All right. Tails. That means Gina goes first.
Oh, you're going to have to work for these lagoon passes.
Mm-hmm. Now, because Gina won the coin toss, she goes first. The first question is for her to answer exclusively. Multiple choice, pop culture trivia. If she gets it correct, she gets the point. If not, Annie, I hope you are paying attention, because you will sweep in, answer the question correctly, and steal Gina's point away, hopefully. We'll go back and forth till one of you gets 3 points. Now, I've got leftover Robert Downey Jr. trivia, because it was his birthday last week. So we'll start there. Here we go. First question is for Gina. Gina?
Yes.
He was almost cast in what 1980s teen rom-com?
Okay.
He was almost cast in this, but he didn't get the part. Was it 1, You've Got Syphilis?
Oh, that was so funny.
It was very funny. Was it 2, Romancing the Skrull?
Mm-hmm.
Was it 3, Pretty in Pink? Or was it 4, 16 Candles?
Pretty in Pink.
Correct.
That's one for Gina. Your turn, Annie.
Annie?
Yes.
What was Robert Downey Jr.'s very first acting role? Very first acting role. Was it 1, was he Sam the Butcher in the horror movie Brady Killer? Was it 2, was he Mr. Howell on Gilligan's Island? Was it 3, boy on a soccer team in Up the Academy? Or 4, a puppy in Pound?
I'm going to say 3.
Well, no. Terribly sorry. No, that is incorrect.
Gina?
He was a puppy?
He was a puppy in Pound.
In a movie directed by his father.
Yes.
Oh.
And he was in Up the Academy after that.
I see.
Yeah.
So good guess.
Good guess, though.
All right, it's 2-0. Gina's favor, and Gina controls the question. This could be all over now.
Gina?
Yes.
Who did he live with from 1984 to 1991?
84 to 91.
Who did he live with? Was it 1, Felix Unger? Was it 2, Oscar Madison? Was it 3, Daphne Zuniga? Or was it 4, Sarah Jessica Parker?
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Oh, that one was too easy.
I'm sorry, Annie.
This wasn't fair, Annie.
You didn't even get a chance to say nothing.
Easy questions, Gina.
That was not. I'm feeling guilty about this.
You should.
Annie, the only thing that will assuage this guilt is if I give you these lagoon passes anyway.
Gina, you're so nice.
All right.
You're my favorite, by the way.
Well, then say thank you to her.
Thank you, Gina.
You're welcome.
We'll put you on hold, and Katie will give you the info how to get those lagoon passes.
Listen,
Enjoy the funny.
I've got to get home. Mrs. Zola is expecting some snap, crackle, and pop from Mr. Ola.
Oh, I'll bet. All right. Let's get to some news then. Shall we? Brought to you by
2 epic shows, 1 mind-blowing experience, Laser AC/DC, rock legends brought to life in lasers, and Laser Taylor Swift Volume 2, bigger, brighter, and better than ever, now playing only in Hanson Dome Theater. Pre-sale tickets are on sale now and going fast. Get yours before they're gone at clarkplanetarium.org.
Well, it says here, he is the hottest of them all, albeit by a hair or lack thereof. Known as, and I don't know who knows him as this, the Internet's boyfriend, 53-year-old Walton Goggins, is an underdog heartthrob in HBO's The White Lotus, where he portrays the troubled and moody Rick Hatchett. And he somehow, according to this, makes hair loss look oh so sexy. Ahead of the finale on Sunday, fans are drooling over the Hawaiian shirt-wearing vacationer, declaring that he makes receding hairlines hot. It says the phenomenon has even earned a name, the Walton Goggins effect. Receding hairlines now have a sex appeal, a headline from the Telegraph trumpeted. I love Walton so much, he's half forehead, half teeth, and yet it all works.
It is true. He's half forehead, half teeth.
And he does seem to have a certain sex appeal.
Mm-hmm. He's one of those people that's not traditionally good-looking, but there is something about
about him.
Well, I just love all these people who are just now discovering him.
You've loved him for
I've
years.
been a Walton Goggins hipster for a long time.
I was a Walton Goggins fan from The Shield.
Yeah.
Where he played a really horrible person.
Well, he'll always be Boyd Crowder to me.
Yeah, after The Shield, he was Boyd Crowder. He was really good as Boyd. Let's see. Walton Goggins somehow makes balding the most handsome way possible. Scientifically speaking, Walton Goggins is the hottest, weirdest looking guy, or the weirdest looking hot guy that ever lived, somebody else posted. All right. The intersection, of Freeman Gulch and Bingham Highway in Copperton. Crossing there, it's like a parking lot, and it's due for temporary safety upgrades under a federal grant that's on hold. Kids line a busy road waiting for the school bus every morning in Copperton at that intersection of Park Street and New Bingham Highway. A couple of blocks south, people cross Hillcrest Street daily to reach Copperton Park from its designated parking lot across the street. A grant from the Federal Department of Transportation was supposed to help the Greater Salt Lake Municipal Services District make those intersections safer for pedestrians and for drivers alike. The district is a government entity that helps Salt Lake County's smallest communities deliver services to their residents. But work hasn't started on the project because the Trump administration continues to review grants made under the Biden team. The goal,
even
the
for
Biden,
things like
Biden
this,
they promised them the money.
Yeah.
But wait a minute. The goal of the grant was to test different traffic calming measures in key areas in White City and Copperton to help inform long-term solutions, said district spokesperson Mary Dean Alexander. We've been placed on hold and haven't been able to move forward with that.
And this is where all the lawsuits come in, because if the money has been appropriated,
Yes.
and or whether it was President Biden or Congress said, yes, this money can go for that, then that money has to go for that.
Yes.
You can change things going forward, but if it's already been appropriated, then you can't mess with it.
There's a whole bunch of projects in communities from Ogden to St. George. The transportation-specific holds are just one example of Trump's ongoing effort to claw back dollars, like the Beehive State's largest environmental grant ever. Previously appropriated under Joe Biden, federal transportation staff they said they didn't respond to any inquiry from the Salt Lake Tribune, but they're just holding this money back.
It's BS that they're trying to claw back dollars, because if they really wanted to do that, these tax cuts for wealthy businesses and people, they would not be putting those through. That's money going the wrong direction.
Exactly.
If you're trying to balance the budget and shrink the deficit, cutting taxes goes the opposite of that.
You need to tax the rich, not cut their taxes.
Exactly.
Adriana Lopez is trying to cope with the violent death of her mother. She was beautiful. Everybody loved her. She was the light of the room, said Lopez. Ogden police have yet to reveal the name of the victim, but Lopez says it was her 40-year-old mother, Nakina Youngman, who police found in the middle of the road Wednesday night. She suffered a gunshot wound to the chest and died later at the hospital. She just involved herself with the wrong crowd. She was there at the wrong time, said her daughter. Adriana said her mom, who lived with her, and her husband, Shiloh Alieris Jr., and their two kids on the west side of Salt Lake, was in Ogden visiting friends at the time of the shooting. The couple suspects the friends were involved in her death. We know that there's more than one person involved in my mother's murder. We just want them to come forward and do what's right, they said. There was a shooting in Springville. Springville police said the incident began just before 10:30 when officers responded, this is Saturday night, responded to reports of a woman crying and screaming. Once officers made contact and began their investigation, a man came out brandishing a large knife, attacking one of the cops. The officers drew their weapons and fired, wounding the man before immediately rendering medical aid until paramedics arrived. The man was transported to the hospital where he later died. Identity has not yet been released. One officer sustained a minor stab wound that was considered not life-threatening. Elon Musk, on Saturday broke with Trump's decision to impose expensive tariffs on most foreign countries, saying he hopes to see a zero-tariff situation between the United States and Europe. I hope it is agreed that both Europe and the United States should move, ideally in my view, to a zero-tariff situation. effectively creating a free trade zone between Europe and North America. Well, so why don't you see if you can make that happen, Elon? He was speaking to the League Congress, an event hosted Saturday night by right-wing Italian Deputy Prime Minister Matteo Salvini. Let's see. The Trump people are hoping to alleviate some of the concerns regarding the U.S. economy as Trump's sweeping new tariffs on foreign trade partners go into effect. Speaking Sunday on NBC's Meet the Press, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said there doesn't have to be a recession and expressed skepticism toward day-to-day market volatility. Who knows how the market is going to react in a day, in a week? What we are looking at is building the long-term economic fundamentals for prosperity that I think the previous administration had put us on a course toward financial calamity. Okay.
It was in The Economist. It was referred to as our economy was the envy of the world when Biden left office. All right, so you can't.
Yeah. Gina? Did you see, by the way, that Dr. Oz is now the head of Medicare and Medicaid?
Oh, good.
Yeah. Thanks, Oprah. A storm system sweeping over large areas of the U.S. South and Midwest has resulted in at least 16 weather-related deaths by early Sunday, with overnight tornado and flash flood warnings setting up more severe weather that forecasters say could cause rising waterways for days to come. It's just astonishing to see cars floating down the road, and many of the impacted areas are already heavily waterlogged by days of severe storms that spawn deadly tornadoes. Tornado warnings issued in Alabama, Mississippi, Kentucky, Tennessee. It's just not stopping at this point. More and more. Let's see. Plans to cut 80% of the employees of the Internal Revenue Service.
80%?
Yeah. So 80%. This is cut 80% of its 200 employees from its Office of Civil Rights and Compliance. 75% of the employees will be laid off, while about 5% of the workforce are taking buyouts. A handful of employees are leaving the office through buyouts offered to federal workers. The majority will be cut as part of the Trump administration's efforts to reduce the size of government.
Again, if what you're trying to do is reduce the deficit,
don't
money,
fire the people who are collecting the money.
Income.
That's where the money comes in.
That's where the income comes from. Run it like a business, they kept saying. Well, this is income.
And finally this. A 3-year-old girl is being celebrated after discovering what she thought was an ordinary rock. It was a legitimate archaeological find. Officials at the Israeli Antiquities Authority shared that Ziv Nitzan, the 3-year-old, discovered a 3,800-year-old scarab amulet.
Oh, you can see it at x96.com/live.
While hiking with her family.
Look at that.
That's cool.
While on a trip to Tel Azika in early March, Ziv and her family were walking along. She picked up a stone. Out of all the stones around her, she picked up this particular one, said Omer Nitzan, Ziv's sister. Ziv then rubbed off the excess sand from the stone to reveal the intricate pattern beneath. I called my parents to come and see this beautiful stone, and we realized we had discovered an archaeological find.
Wow.
We immediately reported this to the Israeli Antiquities Authority. The seal was discovered at the foot of Tel Azika, which used to be an important central point for a junction of roads, according to the site's official website. Tel Azika is also believed to be where the biblical battle between David and Goliath took place, the authorities said. And that seal is a Canaanite scarab from the Middle Bronze Age.
That's really cool.
Scarabs were used in this period as seals and amulets. They were found in graves, in public buildings, and in private homes, bearing symbols and messages that reflect religious beliefs or status. So there you go. All right, that's it.
Sports, weather, traffic.
Fans of the New York Mets will relish the newest addition to the concession stand with Oscar Mayer hitting a hot dog home run. It started out as a joke. The Dog Bowl, 12 hot dogs piled inside a Mets helmet for $12.99, quickly went viral on Twitter before fans realized it was just an AI-generated image. Oscar Mayer caught wind of the viral moment and decided to, hey, why Why don't we do that?
Let's do
I
that.
don't want to eat hot dogs out of the helmet.
Come on, you filthy pigs. Order this.
12 hot dogs. It's the Oscar Mayer Weenie Bowl. They're calling
I'm not
it.
going to eat hot
No?
dogs out of a helmet.
No?
Apparently they are.
It's only $12.99. It's a deal.
Well, it is.
And that's a full-size helmet as well,
Yeah.
it looks like. Yeah. It's not one of those little ice cream
Or
helmets.
did we have a picture of it on the...
Well, we found one in the chat room.
Oh.
Yeah. Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you should hang out in the chat room. Pictures appear there sometimes.
Yeah.
Let's see. The Jazz continue the tank. They lost to Atlanta Hawks 147-134. They play next the Trailblazers on Wednesday at 7 o'clock. RSL won over the weekend. They beat LA Galaxy 2-0. That's your sports. Weather, just a beautiful day today. I looked outside. There's popcorn popping on the apricot tree or whatever those are there. Isn't it? Isn't that pretty?
Yep.
72 for the high today, overnight low 50. We stay in the 70s most of the week, and then we actually get warmer by the weekend. We'll be up in the 80s by Friday, it looks like.
So is spring here, or is this fake spring like we always get?
Spring is sprung.
Well, no, it's only April. I mean, well, it'll swing back.
Yeah, probably.
Let's see. Traffic. We have a crash northbound I-15, 66 south. That's milepost 298. Crash southbound I-15, 108 south, milepost 293. Crash southbound I-15, milepost 269. It's the off-ramp University Parkway in Orem. And a crash southbound Bangor Highway 22nd south in Salt Lake. And traffic brought to you by, we got a text from JC from Travel Club 365.
Yeah?
JC says, next time you travel, give me a call. We have access to amazing tours like food tours. Highly recommend a food tour when you travel.
I should get a hold of Jason then for my upcoming.
Sign up for a food tour. Yeah, you got. I bet you can find some cool places. That way.
All right.
That's
Thank
traffic.
Thank you very much. All right, we will take a break. We'll be back after these with some geek news. And coming up just after 9 is the Boner Recap game. You could win a prize if you know who won the Boner this morning. It's easy. Coming up after these messages. Stand by.
Listen to
Please, don't call this day drinking. This is my fun. This is special. Cheers, everybody. Please, don't call this day drinking. This is my fun. This is special. Cheers, everybody. Please, don't call this day drinking. This is my fun. This is special. Cheers, everybody. Please, don't call this day drinking. This is my fun. This is special. Cheers, everybody. call this day drinking. This is refined. This is special. Cheers, everybody. Please, don't call this day drinking. This is refined. This is special. Cheers, everybody. Please, don't call this day drinking. This is refined. This is special. Cheers, everybody.
6.
All right. I got a few things for you to watch on Geek News. Is
Okay.
this sponsored?
Satisfying all of your gift needs since 1982. Located in the heart of Trolley Square, it's Cabin Fever, so much more than a card store.
Good stuff down there. Cabin Fever.
So much more than a card store.
Hey, Dave. All right. Bad Star Wars fans, bad Star Trek fans.
What did they do now?
And now the Snyder Bros have reared their ugly head. Mm-hmm. So this originally the plan for this extra footage was they were going to stick it at the front of the Minecraft movie.
Oh.
To get you to go see the Minecraft movie.
Okay.
Then they realized we don't need to do that.
People will go see the
People will go see the Minecraft movie without our extra Superman footage that we're promising you. So they released it on the internet.
Okay.
And it's an extended bit taking place at the Fortress of Solitude, where we get more crypto.
Puppy dog.
Yeah. Okay, couple of things. I'm just going to play this for you. If you've ever owned a dog, you know that
they can't fly.
That when you're down on the ground sick, they're still dicks to you. You know. So that's what's happening is crypto is like, jumping on him, and he's got, massive wounds happening. He's bleeding.
Crypto wants to play.
Crypto wants to play.
Yeah.
So it's an extended shot. You can hear Superman is barely breathing, So
does Crypto finally get the idea?
He finally gets the clue that he needs to take Superman to the Fortress of Solitude. But he still, runs around him and all this stuff, because he's a dog. So they finally do it, right? So they get to the Fortress of Solitude. And it's voice-activated entry, which I love. The doors open and there are robots inside. Okay. So he drags Superman inside.
Superman!
So the robots pick him up. And take him to a table.
Thank you. No need to thank us, sir, as we will not appreciate it. We have no consciousness whatsoever. Merely automatons here to serve. Meet 12. She's new.
He looked at me.
So they put him on this table.
14 fractured bones.
Damage to bladder, kidney, large intestine, lungs.
With a healthy dose of yellow sun.
Yeah, I don't. How does this?
No,
I don't get this.
This is comic book accurate.
Okay.
He has been beaten so badly that he has internal injuries and broken bones.
By whom? He's Superman.
We'll find out when you see the movie.
Ah.
So, what heals Superman? The sun, right? So they bring out this big, like, magnifying glass kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And this is how they...
We'll have you up and at 'em in no time.
Fortress turns toward the sun.
292 times Saharan Prime, please, one.
So, okay. Now that was a wonderful sequence.
Yeah.
And all comics accurate. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens?
Are they complaining? They're complaining.
The real Superman doesn't need a bunch of robots to carry him over to a table to heal, and he doesn't whine like a little bitch when the sun hits him. Snyder's Superman literally took a nuke at point-blank range and healed from the sun without feeling any pain from its radiation, which is accurate to the comics. Gunn's mediocre interpretation is screaming in agony.
What's wrong with
James Gunn gets it, they said. He won't make a stupid comedy, they said. They said he understood the assignment. This is the worst Superman clip I have ever seen. It's an utter joke, and it's all about crypto. Look. Did you hear all of the internal injuries that he had? Are you saying that he shouldn't get internal injuries? And as far as Superman taking a nuke, read The Dark Knight Returns and come back and talk to me, all right? It nearly killed him. All right.
You can't have nice things.
You can't have nice things. You got a wonderful, great Superman movie heading your way, and you have to bitch about it.
Well, it does seem kind of stupid that Superman's injured. He's Superman.
Yes. He's got to be relatable as well. All right. Well, we did get something really pretty to look at, though, and I wish you could see this on the radio, but Tron Ares.
Oh, yeah, Jeff Bridges is in this, isn't he?
Yes.
20 miles per hour, last seen heading northbound. Unit 12, acknowledging dispatch, already in pursuit.
So the light cycles are in the real world, not in the Tron world. And it's cutting cars in half. You know, that light behind it? You know,
Mm-hmm.
very cool looking.
I'm looking for something. Something I do not understand.
So somehow the creations from the game are now in the real world.
Been unleashed.
Yes. Now you got Jared Leto, Greta Lee, Evan Peters, Hassan Minaj, Cameron Monaghan, Gillian Anderson, Jeff Bridges. But the best part is the very end. Music by 9 Inch Nails.
Ready?
So here's the thing, is that I don't know how, when Daft Punk did Tron Legacy, and it was so good, such a good soundtrack. I thought, who do you get now that Daft Punk is broken up?
9 Inch Nails.
9 Inch Nails is the way to go. The Tron Ares trailer is out, and the movie is going to arrive in October.
I'll watch that.
So that'll be interesting. Okay. Another trailer that we got over the past few days was the sequel to Megan. Remember the little robot girl?
Yeah.
It's Megan 2.0.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
More trouble.
I'll admit, there were some bugs in my programming. It's hardly fair to blame me for that.
She's got a point.
She does.
But one thing hasn't changed. I will do whatever it takes to protect Katie.
So, a new advanced killer AI built out of Megan's original designs by a weapons manufacturer, codename Amelia. Yeah, what could go wrong?
Everything.
Mrs. Forrester, we have a problem. We're hunting an autonomous android named Amelia. She was built using your design for Megan.
How is this possible? You deleted it.
Apparently you didn't.
Well, now, see, what they did was they put Megan's programming into one of these little round robots, like in that Sunny.
So it's not a doll.
So it's a little toy.
Yeah.
But then they realized we're going to have to bring Megan out of the little toy back into her body so she can hunt down the other killer robot.
That makes perfect
and I'll
sense.
help
So
you
she's
stop
back.
her.
Yeah.
You remember what happened last time. You threatened to rip out my tongue and put me in a wheelchair.
I was upset.
Anyway, June 27th is when you're going to get that. And finally, this. Ryan Reynolds, entrepreneur. He's got all the money in the world. He doesn't need any more.
No.
But he's decided he's moving. Well, he's a distiller with his aviation gin.
Yes.
And now he's decided he's going to do wine.
Oh.
But he's not doing just any wine. He's got Dogpool out of costume and just the actor who played Dogpool.
Oh, okay.
Peggy the hairless pug
Yeah.
is the spokesperson, dog,
The spokesdog.
for his wine that he is launching called Ugly Estates Wine. It's not in bottles. It's box wine.
Of course.
He will be a box wine magnate.
He will sell this just like he sells everything
Exactly.
else.
It's Ugly Estates wine. Gallo and Maximum Effort have tossed out the old standard, swapping the pretentious bottle for something much more approachable. Ugly Estates is premium California wine in a 1-liter Tetra Pak. That's 33% more wine than the standard bottle, with 0 of the unnecessary attitude.
It says 33% more wine, 100% less snob.
Yep, there you go. So,
okay,
he's got all the money in the world. Give him more of it.
Eastbound Antelope Drive, Main Street in Davis County. There's an accident. Left lane closed there. Crash northbound I-15, 66 south. That's causing quite a bit of slowage northbound through that area. Also southbound I-15, 108 south, off to the right shoulder. And whatever you're seeing, you can always share it with us at 33986. See movies on the big screen at local nonprofit Broadway Center Cinemas. This weekend, taking a double feature with Eraserhead and Mulholland Drive. Get tickets and showtimes at slfstix.org.
All right. Thank you very much. We will take a break, play a song. Right after this song, it is the Boner Recap Game. Easy to play, easy to win. And all you have to do is call in and tell us who won the boner this morning. If you were listening, you know. You heard it. If you weren't listening, ordinarily I would say you could guess.
Not today.
Not today. It was a close
one.
race today. So cheat. Go to x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner of the Day, April 7, 2025. Click on there and vote. And or you can see who won. And yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
That's
Sorry
right. You
about
can
that.
see who people voted for.
Yeah, I'm getting at the clock for Gina here in a moment. But what is the prize today?
Prize is tickets to see Sam Fender coming to the Union April 23rd.
Sam Fender tickets, 877-602-9696. All you got to do is play the Boner Recap game. All right? Easy to do. Zero res.
So, like I said...
oh, no, it's hoops. It's hoops.
Like I said, hoops.
I
Vision.
skipped,
Vision.
sorry.
Correction.
Hoops vision correction.
Long a leader in laser vision correction, like Zero Res has been a leader in carpet cleaning.
Doing too many things at once.
Hoops now has this new laser. Carrie and I both had a laser eye correction at Hoops Vision, and it was great. But they've gotten even more technologically advanced.
The tech just keeps getting further and further, and it's to the point where just about everybody can have this.
They've got this Zeiss Visimax 800, the most advanced laser technology available. If you've been told in the past that LASIK or PRK was not for you, it probably is now. It's Smile. Not just a happy face, it's a new type of laser surgery. To find out if Smile will work for you, contact Hoops Vision today and schedule a consultation. It's 877-30-LASIK, or you can go to hoopsvision.com and right now save $1,000 off the LASIK or PRK Smile. That's $500 per eye. Again, call them now, 877-30-LASIK, or visit hoopsvision.com.
Apply in a vacation situation. Now, I know you're thinking recreation.
But clearly, my definition of vacation is different from yours if you actively seek out this kind of activity. All right?
Yeah.
So
some people
I
like
mean,
that.
not
Yeah.
for me.
I would just say to someone like you and me, Gina, is that if someone says, let's go on a hike while we're on vacation, you say, no, that's not pleasurable. That's a workout.
It's not a vacation.
That's a workout.
I'm here to relax.
Now, I don't recall the circumstances as to why we wound up going with, because like I said, my sister-in-law scheduler. So she wanted the girls to see this hike to a waterfall.
That's one of the things.
Waimea?
No, it's Monoma. I sent the picture to Katie. Hopefully she can get it fast enough. I want to say Monoma, but it's we get there, and my brother-in-law looks at the sign, Manoa Falls. Yes, Manoa Falls Trail, and he looks at the sign. He says it's only like 1/8 of a mile.
That's not bad.
No.
I said, well, yes, but let's also keep in mind the heat, the humidity, and it's uphill.
Yes.
So that kind of negates everything.
And there's air conditioning in the car.
Yes, that's right here.
A cool breeze at the beach.
But I just,
You went.
it was muddy and just the worst. And so we wound up going. Yes, we went.
How long did you have to slog before you got to the falls?
I didn't keep track of the time. It really was only 1/8 of a mile, but it was uphill and on some of the rockiest terrain that I've experienced and muddy. And I was just like, these dark clouds overhead, I can tell right now that if it rains, we're going to get washed down the trail. So anyway, we make it to the top of the trail. And, after stopping several times on the way up. We make it to the top of the trail. And I kept saying on the way up, I said, boy, this better be spectacular. And we get up there, and it's pretty. It's nice. Like I said, if we had the picture, we'd show you. But for some reason, email doesn't like to talk to the producer's booth. So anyway, so we enjoy the falls. We look around.
A lot of other people around?
Yeah, quite a few other people. So as we're hiking back down, stumbling back down, I decided to make the best of this situation.
Okay.
And so I started saying to people, don't worry, guys, it's only another 5 miles.
To people going up?
They're coming
to
up.
people as they're coming up.
Yeah.
It's only another 5 miles, guys. You're on your way. And they're
so close.
They'd be like, oh, thanks. Yeah. Thanks for making me laugh. Whatever.
Yeah.
So as we're heading down, we're down to the bottom of the trailhead, and here comes this woman. And she's got this big, floppy straw hat on and a lovely Hawaiian print dress. You've seen those like full-length kind of dresses. They go down to the ground. And it's like this lovely, papaya color and white, and it's got flowers. And she's carrying a grocery sack. And, she had these nice shoes on and everything. And I just said, ma'am, you are the best dressed person on the trail today. She went, thank you. I'm scattering my mother's ashes.
Nice. Well, yeah, you want to dress up for that.
I'm scattering my mother's ashes.
That's nice.
She wanted to be at the waterfall.
And I went,
a grocery bag of ashes.
A grocery bag of ashes. And so I just I went, well. I said, well.
Oh, there's the picture. Now it's there.
There's me and my niece, Izzy, at the waterfall.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So I said to her, spreading my mother's ashes. And I just was kind of stunned for a moment. Her name was Agnes. I went, I said, well.
That's God bless her.
And I thought, there's nothing that I could say that would be weirder. So I thought I'd try. I said, well, may the gates of Stovacor be wide open when Agnes arrives.
Nice.
What is that? I said, just tell her I said hi, all right? Yeah. And walked away.
Her name was Agnes.
That's sweet.
And that's when Sue said, did you just meet that woman from White Lotus? Is that her? Is that the real life one?
Yes.
That's her in real life, isn't it?
You know what's fun to do to piss people off when you're hiking? Is start singing, I love to go a-wandering along the mountain track. and just do that as loud as you can.
I mean, so when you travel with kids, you need to keep them occupied. I understand
activities. I get it.
That
board games are nice,
but I also understand that Carrie Jackson, you have not had a vacation in 3 years.
Well, Gina, there are those who would say that every day of my life is a vacation.
I'd say that,
but
I
mean, and here are the shoes that I wore in this muddy hike.
Well, they're pristine.
These pristine white shoes. We weren't ready for those, and neither was some of these people that were hiking up. They had like these sandals on and stuff.
Yeah.
They were not ready.
Yeah, I've been on. I went on a hike in Hawaii along the Nepali coast and nearly died because A, it was such a long hike, but B, because it was so slippery, muddy, and there were roots. You know.
Oh yeah.
It just and at one point I slipped, and you slip, you go off the side of and it's like 200 feet down or something.
Yeah, exactly.
And I went off the side of the trail. Fortunately, was caught by some bushes.
I mean, that was the big concern. Really, was the mud was so slippery. I was just convinced that that the girls were going to get so excited. And
How did they do? Did they do fine?
Oh, they did fine. They did fine. I was hanging on to the youngest one.
Were there signs before you entered the trail that said "Beware of wild boars"? Because that's the trail I hiked on in Hawaii.
What, really?
Yeah.
No.
Beware of wild boars.
But we did have the critters that we experienced both on that trail and at the resort. Mongoose.
Really?
Are they mean or anything?
No.
Unless you're a snake.
The mongoose keep the snakes and the other critters in check at the resort. It's like their wild cat situation.
I've read Ricky Tikki Tavi.
Yeah. But that was because I thought it was a rat at first, and and the cabana guy goes, no.
We like those.
Those are good.
That's a good guy.
That's the mongoose. That's a good thing. All right.
And Salem says
her parents named her after that song.
Yeah, in Salem.
In Salem.
How about that? Yeah.
And
on this day,
in 1952, Bruce Gary, he's got two first names, drummer for the Knack, was born.
All right.
By the way, Carrie, just to go back to that ugly wine you were mentioning.
Yes.
It's only available in Texas.
Well, now.
I just think that's so bizarre. So it's find near me, and you're looking, no, it's just Texas.
For now.
Texas. For now.
It'll expand.
I would hope.
Under the auspices of Ryan Reynolds.
I'll buy it.
Yeah, sure. All right. Now, we're supposed to do the boner recap.
Yes. We have a prize?
Someone's finally calling.
We have a prize?
Yes, Sam Fender coming to the Union on April 23rd.
So, 877-602-9696 is the number. All you have to do is, when I read over the three boner candidates we had today, you tell me the winner. You'll get tickets to see Sam Fender.
Lacey has stepped in.
Hi, Lacey.
Hi.
Hi, what's up?
You know, just getting ready for work as always.
What do you do, Lacey?
I sit behind a computer all day and I talk to little people. It's not very fun.
It's not very fun. Well, I'm sorry.
glad you've taken a break to call us.
Lacey,
Me too.
yeah, Lacey, you'll win these tickets if when I read these boner candidates, you tell me who the winner was, and you'll get them. Did you hear them earlier?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's go then. Boner candidate number 1, leave Molly Malone alone. An American tourist stand. There was just this one instance that they focused on, but people have been groping this buxom statue of Molly Malone in Dublin, Ireland. Molly Malone, famous, the fisherman's wife who, cockles and mussels, alive, oh. That's Molly Malone. She's the unofficial mascot for the city, and somewhere along the line somebody said, if you grope her breasts, it brings good luck. And they've actually worn the patina off of the statue's breasts, and they just show copper now, and it's just gross. So stop it. Boner candidate number 2, Tuberville claims that entire teams are turning trans. This is Tommy Tuberville, who says the woke globalists are pushing kids to become transgender athletes in women's sports. Whole teams of trans. This is not true. They're probably in college in the NCAA. They figure about 10 transgender athletes competing.
Not a problem.
And you know what? They don't win as a general rule either.
No.
And then boner candidate number 3, Utah pond polluters. 2 men charged with dumping oily wastewater from an oil rig in a pond up near Bear River, Utah. And it's just a couple of times these guys have done it because they're too lazy to take it to the proper waste place up in Wyoming somewhere, and they also pocketed the money that they had for expenses. So those are the 3 candidates. Who was the winner, Lacey?
It was number 2.
It was Tuberville. He's an idiot.
Yep.
He was a coach, too.
Yep.
Yeah. He knows
football coach.
He knows the truth of the matter. He's just lying.
He's just lying.
All right. Congratulations, Lacey. You're going to get those tickets to see Sam Fender.
Hang on the line.
Hang on.
All right. Sorry. All right. Let's see.
It's the Jubilee in Rome. Do you know what the Jubilee
What is the Jubilee?
Founding of the city?
It's a anniversary. It's a pilgrimage that Catholics make to go say. It's kind of like going to Mecca.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like going and paying your respects. So it was extra Catholic-y there, and everybody's worried about the Pope, and I was worried about the Pope too, because if he died while we were there,
you wouldn't be able to leave the country.
You get the conclave. You guys both watched Conclave?
I did.
No, I haven't watched it.
And it just shuts down everything. Well, because all the cardinals have to come from all over the world for the conclave, so there's tons of more people that come in.
Mm-hmm.
Conclave is where they pick the new pope.
Right.
And if you're curious about that process, you should watch that movie.
Yeah, I was curious.
It's all political.
I learned a lot.
It's absolutely political, and it's fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched it on the plane out there, and then we went through the Sistine Chapel and St. Peter's and all that.
But you saw the Pope, didn't you?
He
Hey, am I okay? He's in a wheelchair.
He came out after we left.
He came out?
Yeah, well, he made an appearance.
Oh, out on the balcony there?
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, I'm okay. Look, I'm here.
Have you guys been there? I can't remember.
I have not been to Rome.
I have.
So when you went to the Sistine Chapel,
were
there 1 million people there?
No. See, that's the benefit of going with a tour group.
So they hurried us through. Like, there's so much to see in there, and they hurried you through. They're like, nope, sorry, I got to go. I'm like,
you go to the Colosseum?
So our good friend Carol Bernard, you guys know Carol.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we do.
She gave me a recommendation. I look for opportunities to remain seated.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, I have a restaurant across the street from a Coliseum. Like you can.
She has a restaurant.
Well,
there?
no, she suggested a restaurant where you could just sit and look at the Coliseum. So we didn't have to go on the tour. Oh, actually, you can see it x96.com/live.
Oh yeah,
it's right there.
Is that a plate of carrots?
No, that's penne arrabbiata.
Oh,
and an Aperol spritz.
Oh, nice.
So you didn't go into the Coliseum?
No, because she's like, "Why? You don't have to go in. You can just sit there and look at it." It was perfect.
I mean, I will say this: it's an amazing structure. Not much to see inside.
That's what she had the best. She said, "Don't take the tour. Just go eat across the street, and then you can say you were." Yeah, I was at the Coliseum.
Well, you don't see the gladiators
right
if
there.
you don't go inside.
It's right there.
You didn't see any gladiators, did you?
And the great thing is, in Italy, you could sit at that table all day.
Mm-hmm.
They will never ask you to leave.
No.
Just hang
and
out.
I would just sit and drink.
Yep.
I would.
Did you go to the fountain and throw some coins in it?
We tried to go to the Trevi Fountain. We couldn't get close to it.
Too many people?
Yes.
Yep. It's such a problem that the locals are upset about it.
There are parts of Rome that are like Disneyland.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate.
What do you mean?
Just
a million people.
Are there rides?
There are no rides.
No rides? Okay, then.
But yeah, you just go a few streets over and it's fine. But there are places in Rome where you're like, I will never try to go to the Trevi Fountain again.
You go two streets over and it's not crowded because there's nothing there to see.
In Rome, there's always something to see. Mm-hmm. There's always something to see.
And is it now? I remember somebody once telling me who'd been there a long time ago said it was a very dirty city.
No.
No. So they've cleaned it up. I think it's probably better than it used to be.
It's old. Old things look dirty. I don't know what.
Yeah.
There was not trash. No, there was not trash.
Just kind of trash.
No, I didn't see any of that either.
But you go
clean,
you go over there. Things are so old. You think they'd get some new stuff.
There is no new stuff.
They ought to get some new stuff.
Like I say, go for the food, go for the wine. Leave the homophobia and racism behind.
Now you went to Vatican City then, right?
Yep.
Which is actually its own
country.
entity.
Oh yeah, so I went to another country.
Yeah, so you did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, we'll tell you about it in the future. This week. We got to take a break because we got big boy news coming up after these. Zero Res.
If Rome were dirty, they could call Zero Res to clean. There are these tapestries in the Sistine Chapel.
Tapestries.
Like
we need a UV water.
No, it's spring. It's warm. It's time to do spring cleaning. Part of that should be getting not only your carpets cleaned, but your air ducts cleaned. Over 40 pounds of particles, dust, dirt, debris accumulate in your carpets and in your air ducts over the winter. It's a good time to get all of that cleaned. They've got a special going on now. Get 3 rooms cleaned for $119 plus a hallway free when you mention X96. And you're going to be super happy that you did. They've got their patented technology that we've told you about. Cleans that technology helps clean it and dry faster, actually. And they have the gotta love it guarantee. If for any reason you're not satisfied, they'll come back and make you happy within 30 days of your appointment. Make an appointment now, 866-0RES, or go online at zerores.com.
The phone interface here, and our first check-in is Artie.
Artie, good morning. How are you?
I'm Artie Buffkin. I smell like lots of sweat.
What?
Sometimes I smell like cat urine. Oh, there we go.
Artie
Artie
Buffkin.
Hey,
Check.
how are you? Carrie and Bill and Gina. I listen to you guys every morning. I'm a big time fan. I'm actually I'm kind of nervous talking to you. I'm speechless.
Are you a long-time listener?
Go ahead. Oh, a long-time listener, first-time caller. I'm my kid's dad. Blow me up, Tom. Mega dittos. Holy crap! Am I really talking to you guys? Let me pinch myself.
See, you are Artie.
Damn it!
You are anything but.
A dream.
You are anything but speechless.
Ever.
I'm nervous as all get out. I'll just be honest with you, especially Yeah.
Yeah, you're fine.
Especially
no,
what?
No,
Especially
I'm not.
what?
I'm on the radio, especially with a lot of people listening. What if I mess up or say something stupid?
Well,
I guess that's
that's sort of your stock and trade.
Artie, you know what will happen if you do that because it's happened before.
Let's don't go there.
Okay.
Damn it. Don't go there.
So,
what's new, Artie? What's going on?
Haven't heard from you in a long time. How are you?
Oh, well, let's see. I hoard cats. That's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
No, I love cats, and I live in a place where there's a park in back, and people dump their unwanted cats. And for some reason, I guess cats communicate with each other. It's like, hey, check this guy's place out. Not only does he give out fresh food, wet and dry, but there's water there and there's loving.
Oh, the word on the street is Artie's yard is the place to be.
Yeah.
Artie is a crazy cat lady.
He is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And they live underneath my bed. I have over 40. And you know what?
What?
You know what I like to do?
Uh-huh.
Have you ever just loved a good cry? Just for no reason, whether you're happy or sad.
Sure.
Just a good cry.
Yeah.
Okay, so I crawl underneath my bed just for a good cry, and then I wipe away the tears with one cat at a time. Once one gets soggy, I grab another one. They're all terrified, but you know what? They have no other choice. Because where else would they go?
I don't know. Artie, now I'm assuming you don't. From all of this, I'm assuming you don't have a girlfriend.
Yeah, that's true.
Why he's crying, Bill? Come on.
I see.
We won't talk. Thanks for bringing that up.
I'm sorry. I just.
I'm already fucking. I smell like lots of sweat.
You sound happy and
Artie,
healthy.
it's nice to hear you again.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I got up about an hour and a half ago, and I've just I sat on the.
Yeah.
I've sat on the edge of my bed, just anticipating this moment. I was just like, okay, I'm going to just do a good job. I'm going to knock it out of the park. I'm going to be on the radio. Artie Fufkin, just settle down. You're going to be on the radio. You're going to be fine. And then a cat jumps. Oh, you know what?
What?
I had to actually lock all of my cats out of the room because,
you can make this important.
Sure that I do this.
Because this phone call is that important that the cats had to be out of the room.
Oh, no. And they jump on you. And then when you have over 40, they jump, not only in your lap, but they start to crawl up you.
Yeah.
And then they, crawl on your shoulder, and it's just a big mess.
Yeah. Artie, now you called us. Have you got some sort of
news?
Some news for us? What's going on? We haven't. I haven't heard from you forever.
Yeah.
So what's going on?
Oh yeah. Oh, I got my call. I'm going on a mission.
Where are you going?
It's the New Mexico Albuquerque mission, and I'm going to the MTC about 2 months from now, and it's just going to be a mess.
Artie, no, you're not. No,
Artie,
what was it?
I don't remember.
What was that from?
I don't remember. Don't remember.
I want to know what it was.
You'll just have to wonder.
I'm sorry.
All right.
All right. Let's see. It's time for some big boy news and a Penuendo brought to you by
Lagoon is now open weekends. Visit Lagoon and enjoy the Flower Festival through April 27th, plus special funnel cake flavors all month long. Details and ticket links at x96.com.
Well, this is odd.
What?
5 nurses working at the same maternity wing at a Massachusetts hospital were all diagnosed with brain tumors. Coincidence? Well, that's what the hospital wants them to believe. Hospital officials are investigating the 5th floor of Mass General Brigham's Newton Wellesley Hospital, about 8 miles from downtown Boston, where the 5 nurses were working when they developed benign brain tumors.
Very strange.
6 other staff members working on the same floor have developed other health conditions, but the specifics of their cases have not been publicly disclosed. After we became aware of reported brain cancers in individuals who currently or previously had worked in the same area of the hospital, we conducted an extensive investigation in collaboration with the Department of Occupational Health and Safety, Newton Wellesley Safety Officer, Radiation and Pharmaceutical Safety Offices, and external environmental consultants, the hospital said in a statement, to evaluate for any possible environmental exposure in that area of the hospital. Comprehensive environmental assessments following CDC guidelines began in December. The hospital goes on to claim that although the assessment was comprehensive, investigators found no environmental risks which could be linked to the development of a brain tumor. But not everybody's buying these convenient findings.
That's too.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe one or two, but five?
In total, 11 staff members on the 5th floor nursing unit of Mass General Brigham's Wellesley Hospital were found to have health issues. But the Massachusetts Nurses Association says that the hospital's environmental testing was not comprehensive. The union said it's received more than 300 responses from people who work at the hospital and is now working to contact those who want a direct follow-up and obtain medical records. The MNA says the hospital cannot make this issue go away by attempting to provide a predetermined conclusion. The hospital reiterates that their top priority is the well-being of their staff and patients, and they will be having another town hall within the week to address it. Very, very weird.
That is, isn't it?
Russell Brand.
It's very weird.
Prosecutors have charged Russell Brand, the comedian and actor, with multiple counts of sexual assault, including 2 counts of rape. The county's Crown Prosecution Service announced the charges on Friday. Jaswant Narwal, a prosecutor, said in the statement that Brand would appear at Westminster Magistrates Court in London for a first hearing on May 2nd. Ms. Narwal added that the charges related to reported non-recent offenses between 1999 and 2005 involve 4 women. The British police began investigating Brand's past behavior in September of 2023 after the Sunday Times, the Times of London, and the TV network Channel 4 published a joint investigation into allegations against Russell Brand. Brand posted a video on social media on Friday, which he claimed denied ever having committed any rape or any sexual assault, said he had never engaged in non-consensual activity.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, I kind of don't have the tendency to believe
But
him
either. But he's found Jesus now, so that makes it okay, doesn't it?
I don't think so. Not that I'm aware of. Let's see what else we have here. This is bizarre. People like to shake things up when it comes to martinis. You get it? Martini Core has been trending on social media for some time, and it doesn't seem to be stopping. Though what kind of a martini is it is in the It Martini? That's always changing. Well, the espresso martini has recently been named the top cocktail in New York City. I've not tried one of those yet. Just doesn't seem right to me.
It's not like a martini.
Yeah, it doesn't seem right.
I think of a martini as being something light, and an espresso martini is not a light.
It's a they're yummy.
Yeah,
but it's not it's not what you think of when you think of martini.
So now comes the very latest, most insane, up to date, time tested, the dirty pasta water martini.
Ooh.
You can thank the great minds behind the bar at Fiorella, a popular Italian restaurant in Philadelphia. The concoction is simple. You just swap dry vermouth for used or dirty pasta
horrible.
water. The water that you've cooked your pasta in.
No.
But the olive juice, it's
I don't.
Similar kind of.
Yeah, but pasta water.
No.
I prefer hot dog water, someone joked.
Well, there you go.
Now,
everything doesn't have to be a novelty. You can just say a martini is a good martini and not mess with it.
Yeah, I agree.
You see the White Lotus martini that they're pushing now?
No.
It's gin and vodka.
Yeah, that's a Vespers martini.
Yeah, they're calling it a Vespers White Lotus martini.
Well, the Vespers martini is one James Bond favorite, and it's gin, vodka, and Lillet, which is a liqueur, and I think that's and vermouth. Let's see. They say there's a new director for the James Bond series.
A director?
Yeah, they've named a director.
I know we got a couple of people that were named that are they're
writers and
they're producers or something like that. They did Harry Potter, they did the Spider-Man franchise, so they know the franchises.
This is Alfonso Cuarón. Who's done what's considered the best Harry Potter movie, The Prisoner of Azkaban. He also did the movie Gravity, which I quite liked.
Yes.
And Roma, which I did not see. Those two movies won a combination of 10 Oscars.
He's a good director. Just need a good script.
So we'll see. Let's see what else we have going here. Filmmaker Paul Schrader, a writer and director behind Taxi Driver and American Gigolo, has been accused by a former employee in a lawsuit of sexual assault. Schrader has been accused of sexually assaulting his former personal assistant, firing her when she wouldn't acquiesce to advances, and reneging on a settlement that was meant to keep the allegations confidential. The former assistant, identified in court as Jane Doe, sued the filmmaker and his production company on Thursday. She is seeking a judge's order to enforce the agreement after Schrader said he couldn't go through with it. The terms, including monetary payment, were not disclosed. But apparently he agreed to pay her some money if she dummied up.
Mm-hmm.
Then he didn't pay, and now she's,
Oh, well, he found out if you just find Jesus, everything
maybe
goes away, yeah.
Let's see. I think that's
good.
Yeah, that's all.
All right. Weather?
Beautiful spring day, 72 and sunny. Overnight low 50. We stay in the mid to upper 70s all week until we bump up into the 80s by Friday. It looks like I don't see any rain in sight anywhere. So there you go.
Thank you very much.
Listen to Radio from Hell at Home when you first.
Child. When I was in Rocky Horror, I said, "You come up and watch it. You might like it." No, I don't think I don't know. But they came up and fell in love with Rocky Horror.
Really?
And it really was a great production. Those actors up in Ogden were just terrific, and so they fell in love with the show. I think saw it again. Did a painting or a drawing of Frankenfurter based on the actor in the play I was in, and had me give it to him.
Oh.
Said my youngest child wanted you
nice.
to have this. Really and it was a really good. They're a very talented artist. So anyway, I got some tickets, and I think I'll go with them and with their friend. And I said, well, call Marikai, the friend, and ask if what night and if they can go. And got that all arranged. And I said, so it's okay? And they said, yeah. Marikai said when they heard you were going, oh, yay, we can have a Sleigh Bill moment. I said, what? A Sleigh Bill moment. A Sleigh Bill moment. I said, what does that mean? Well, it's slang. It means it's a good thing. Don't worry. It means they like you. So I'm looking up the slang. Have you ever heard anybody say that?
No.
I've not heard it in that usage.
What I find is, sleigh. For the saying sleigh, it's generally found in gay and black female culture. It can be used whenever a person looks self-confidently good, acts in a self-empowered way, or does or achieves something spectacular, especially in the face of some challenge. And then I look further, and it says, you might want to use it in the same way you would say something is good soup.
Good soup.
Yeah, now that means, it means what it sounds like.
Yeah.
But so if you're...
I'm still not sure what we'll have a Bill Sleigh moment.
We can have a Sleigh Bill moment.
Sleigh Bill.
It means an insightful... I don't know. I still am kind
It's a positive.
It
it's
is.
not a negative.
No.
I don't think... see, I've only heard it used...
So, like, Slay Queen is where I've heard it. You're killing it.
Like you're killing it. Yeah, exactly.
That outfit is killing it.
Yeah.
That's how I...
So it's a Kill Bill no.
How are we having a Sleigh Bill moment?
I looked in another dictionary, and it said, when something is good soup, sleigh can also mean...
I don't know what that means.
A sleigh moment is when something is good soup. Well, so good soup is like if you eat something, particularly soup, and you go, "Hi, that's good soup." But if you do something cool, you say, did you enjoy that? Yeah, man, it was good soup.
Yeah, I've never heard that.
I haven't either.
That one I've not heard.
I haven't either. But so it's similar to that apparently. Sleigh moment when something is good soup.
Well, I think
so. What they were meaning is, it'll be good soup for us to go together.
And this is when you were in the show.
No, this is last night.
You're you know they can't all be Jens.
No, they can't.
Oh, Darren.
Darren Piccoli.
Good morning.
The Stateroom
Good morning.
Presents.com is...
That's a gem?
That is a
That's
gem
a gem.
for sure.
A gem of Utah.
Never a dud.
So I'm just going here to your website.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And sort of looking around, and there's some interesting stuff. I am curious about what this Ghost Note is. Who is that?
Ghost Note is, I was thinking about, there's been this revival of jazz, I would say, in the past 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're familiar, if you love the old jazz, Charlie Parker, Miles Davis, Herbie Hancock, there's been a crop out of L.A. and New York lately that have really been throwing it down, as they say in the genre.
Yeah.
And Ghost Note's one of them. So they haven't been to town before.
Wow.
It's going to be a super fun show. It's that kind of jazz, with the
funky jazz?
Yeah,
Yeah.
funk backbeat.
Mm-hmm.
But it is reminiscent of all of the pioneers that have come in the 50s and 60s. And so it's a big ensemble. And
I know La Barberi, what her husband will be
He
interested
might
in.
he might be. Oh, this is tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
Okay, yeah.
It's
and
tomorrow.
it's at the stateroom, right?
That's at the stateroom. Yep.
And then you,
Yep.
I heard this. You got coming to town, Alton Brown.
Yeah, he's coming back.
He's been here. I know he's been here before. Is he at Kingsbury?
He's at.
Oh, sorry.
I expect that from Gina.
No,
Gina, come on.
Yeah,
I think he's at the Capitol.
Capitol.
We're gonna go with Capitol.
It's Kingsbury.
It is Kingsbury. Damn.
See.
The Live at the Eccles series, we do stuff at other venues.
Yeah.
I would really like to lobby hard for just calling it Live at the Kingsbury Hall.
Yeah.
Live at the,
wherever it is.
wherever it is. So
'Cause
this
it's
is
not
Live
at
at the
the
Eccles at Kingsbury Hall.
Now, what does he do? Is he cooking? What is he doing?
He does a whole mashup. I mean, he's been, he's such a pioneer and stalwart of cooking
and the Food Network
and science, right? He's has recipe hacks, and he's got some demonstrations, and he's telling stories about the shows, because he's done almost 2 decades of food shows. And it might be the last tour, it might not. You know how artists like to be. They like to keep it elusive.
He's always been very entertaining on the Food Network. I mean, he did that whole series of shows that I think they were just like a half hour where he
Good
would
Eats.
do these little skits. And, and
he's a pretty funny guy, and he's got songs, food songs he'll sing, and
I learned stuff from him. I mean, he's that kind of guy.
Educational sells.
And then
We added a second show too. There's a 2
Okay.
o'clock and a 7 o'clock on Saturday, so you can just camp out up at the U all day.
In order for me to learn anything, it has to be entertaining.
Yes.
See, and that's,
He's good. He's good at that.
That's the problem from high
Did you go to clown college?
I wish.
So that's a really good thing. I'd say our good friend local Talia Keys is doing a show.
She's got a new album coming out. I think she just had the single released or pressed on a 45.
Oh, really?
We had her on our show years ago, many years ago.
You should have her back.
Yeah.
Well, sure.
Have her bring her 45. I'll play it right here.
There you go.
You got
I
a
like it.
turntable.
Yeah, we
And
got
then tell us about this Tom Petty tribute band.
Petty Theft. They've been around for quite a while. I'd say 25 years or so. Out of San Francisco area, really, really fun Tom Petty tribute. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. They kind of do the whole band is very reminiscent of his band. And
It's not just him.
It's not just him, and it's not like a dress-up show or anything like that. It's a music tribute, let's call it, versus a visual tribute.
Hey, I'm going to call it a music tribute.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, that's what I think.
I'm going to call it that too.
Yeah, okay.
We've had them a bunch. That's going to be a fun show. I think that one's even getting close to sold out. When is that? That's 2 Fridays from now.
You haven't moved outdoors yet, right?
No, not yet. It's still a little chilly.
Yeah, I was just looking at.
We'll have some Deer Valley chats, I'm sure, in the next
Bill, the
month or
waiting's
so.
the hardest part.
Yeah,
that's true, Gina.
I'm sorry.
True.
No, that was good.
No,
you beat me to the punch, Gina.
No, it wasn't. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Well, that's the MO, right? Well, we'll keep the duds going.
The hardest part.
So yeah, we're kind of all over the board this month with a lot of different genres of music. We got a couple things up at the Eccles at the Kingsbury, and it should be fun. It's spring has sprung, right? It's nice out.
I don't know how you. I really don't know how you. You must have a good staff.
We do have a good
to
staff.
Juggle all of these different venues and different. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good team in place for sure. There's obviously we're fully independent. I think we've talked about that before.
Yeah.
Now that we have a lot of sort of the conglomerates coming into our market with bigger shows.
And I don't know how you're able to do this for cheaper than other shows, but I feel like your ticket prices are reasonable and you're.
I think we believe, maybe it hasn't really proven out yet, that if you can make it the whole collective experience affordable, and the patron doesn't feel like, all of a sudden I'm paying $20 for parking and $15 for a beer and $20 in service fees, then you get that loyal customer base that might come to a show that normally wouldn't do well, that would do well, and so maybe everything then does better, and we can make a little bit of money at it. But it's tough. It's expensive out there for touring artists and insurance. I just got a call on insurance on the way in, and
oh boy,
I mean, we could spend a whole segment on that too. But liquor liability is
wow
through the roof,
Yeah.
like you wouldn't believe.
Now, best way to buy tickets for any of these shows, and then go to the thestateroompresents.com. You'll find something to suit your taste for sure, and you can just buy tickets right there, right online.
Yeah,
just because right next to each act it says buy tickets.
It's that simple.
And
There's no additional fees. So when you see the price, that's what it's going to be out the cart.
And that way also that you're getting legit tickets. You're not buying scalped tickets.
Yep.
Or
Yeah. I would definitely either go to the artist website directly or go to our website by typing in the URL, because if you just type in the State Room or the Commonwealth Room, you're going to get a whole bunch of sponsored ads. But you can usually tell there's no additional fees. So if you're on a site and they're trying to charge you $27 in fees, that ain't the site.
Yeah.
I mean, you can buy them there if you want, but
and it's really simple. I mean, I'm just looking at the Alton Brown, for instance, and it's simple to do. Just click on the buttons and make your payment, and then the tickets will be waiting for you at the box office.
yes, or they will be delivered to your app or inbox.
Oh, that way too.
A lot of technology there now, Bill.
Well, I don't know.
We can hold the tickets at the box office for you.
You know what people don't like about the virtual tickets?
Yeah.
Is that they don't have anything to put in their scrapbook.
I'm one of those guys. If you don't have the ticket stub, you weren't at the show.
Exactly.
But we actually do at the clubs. We have like extra tickets because people come up to the window when they're at a show and they're like, oh, I got the ticket on my Access app, but do you have any hard tickets?
Oh, they do ask, and you have them.
And we have them. We print them out. And we sell hard tickets at Gray Whale. So if it's ever sold out online, there's usually like a couple extra tickets there.
I didn't know you guys did that.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's fun.
It's New Information Monday.
I've saved a handful of tickets, not all the shows I've been to. But
it's okay. I will trust that you've been to the shows that you don't have the tickets.
The ones that you were like, that was a show.
Yep.
That's the ones you keep.
And then you're like, why do I keep it? But
I've
still.
saved the tickets from the shows that I've bought tickets for and then been unable to attend. I saved those.
You have like
a regret?
It's your regret scrapbook.
It's my book of concert misery.
I'm going to go into the basement and cry. I'll be down here for an hour.
So what's the website address again?
Thestateroompresents.com.
You got
Simple
it.
as that.
You want to give away some tickets? I'll do a pair to the shows we talked about. I like testing our audience to see if they're paying attention.
So you don't want me to remind them?
No.
Okay.
I don't. These tickets are valuable, Gina.
Okay, sorry.
I'm just not throwing these out the window,
877-602-9696. First come, first serve.
Right. Pair tickets.
For the shows we mentioned. Does Katie, are you going to go in there and help?
I'll help out
You have
Katie.
to remind Katie.
I'll help out Katie.
Remind her what they were. All right. Well, thank you, Darren.
Thank you, guys.
Darren.
We'll see you in a couple weeks.
Okay.
Because Darren demands applause. There we go. All right. We're going to take a break. We'll be back after these messages and a song to crawl towards the exit. Stand.
Offspring's coming on August 3rd, if you're curious.
August 3rd. Let's see. I'm looking at.
I'm looking at the snow. I can't believe that.
Yeah.
It's just.
I got worried that Boba Fett died, Carrie, because Boba Fett was trending. I don't.
Well, you mean the actor?
No,
They killed him off?
Oh, I just got worried. Doesn't appear.
Did you click on it?
Yeah.
I'm not clicking on it.
Oh, is
because
this a spoiler?
I'm thinking it's a spoiler that you have already spoiled now.
Mm-hmm.
It just
for The Mandalorian, which I haven't watched yet. I'm planning on watching today.
Gina, did you manage to avoid the Succession spoiler?
No, that was my thing that must go yesterday.
So you did find out what it was. Have you watched the show
No.
yet?
Neither have I, and I know what the spoiler is.
You do know.
But
let me tell you this about it. And I'm not going to say what it is. Knowing what it is does not ruin the show.
I've heard there are things about it like there's some long shot, some amazing 30-minute long one-take shot or something?
30 minutes?
It's just how the people respond to what happens is what's important and what's interesting. Not what happens, but how everybody responds to it. So
we've got them stacked up. We got that and Yellow Jackets stacking up, and
I hate that you're not able to keep things there's no way to keep things a secret.
Well, that show, The Beef, is so good.
I finished that.
I haven't finished it yet.
I finished that.
Those people are all just so awful.
Everyone is terrible.
Oh my God! Even when you start thinking even the little girl, you think, oh, you little brat.
So my husband is not on social media at all.
Good for him.
So he's able to ignore things. So and he does this with sports stuff all the time.
Oh.
Like he wants to watch Premier League soccer with Muhammad, my son, not the prophet. And he's like, "Oh, I recorded that game. Let's watch it." And every time Muhammad's like, I know what happened. Unless you watch things in real time, there's no way.
Very occasionally, I want to watch a sporting event and not in real time. And if I do, I just go out of my way to not.
It's hard though.
But you can do it.
Basically, there's too many shows.
Yeah.
On this day, in 1992, Annie Lennox released her debut solo album, Diva, featuring the singles Why, Precious, Cold, Little Bird, and that song, Walking on Broken Glass.
Nice. I was at Harmon's grocery store downtown, and I had an odd experience.
What happened?
It was a Sunday, and or Saturday. First of all, I walked into the store and I looked around, and there are sure a lot of women wearing long dresses down to their ankles. Oh, it's conference weekend. The place was lousy with women wearing, go to conference
modest is hottest, Bill.
Yeah, and But then, as I was doing my shopping, all of a sudden, they have a robot there that works at the store.
What does the robot do?
What's his name is Tally. So I come up an aisle, and all of a sudden, this big, it's like a tall post with lights all over it and words on it, saying, "Hi, I'm Tally," and on a base with wheels. And it's moving its way around the store, and there was a young woman there stocking the shelves, and I said, "What is that?" Mm-hmm. And she said, "It's a robot. It's Tally."
Well, what does
I
Tally
said, "Well,
do?
what does Tally do?" And Tally sort of moved towards this young woman. I thought I was going to shut her up or something, but
don't tell him.
It's like a Roomba. You watch it; it moves like a Roomba when it encounters an obstacle. It sort of senses it and then tries to move its way around it. But it's designed to go along the shelves, coast along the shelves, and it takes inventory of what's on the shelves. There are probably 3 or 4.
Tally, I get it.
It tallies
it's counting
up. Yeah.
things.
Oh. Yeah. And I said, did that take a job? I've got a video of it. I'll post it later on. I said, does that take away a job? And she said, no, not really. I mean, because people do that too. People in the store also do that, and so it's kind of a backup. She said, yeah, I guess.
No, it took a job.
Yeah, I don't know. She was not.
Tally doesn't need a 401k. Tally doesn't need insurance.
Yeah, she was not. She was not very warm about Tally.
No.
But I said, is it around all the time? She said, yeah, pretty much every day. I'd never seen it before.
All right, let's do the promo. Crawl toward the exit, shall we? Tuesday's Radio from Hell show is back at full strength.
I'm ready to remain seated in the Radio from Hell studio once again.
Well rested, relaxed, I presume.
Actually, I'm kind of jet lagged. I need a vacation after my vacation.
No. It's my turn.
Wait. What about me? I need a vacation too,
Radio from Hell not on vacation here for you Tuesday morning on X96.
You didn't even get tan.
No, it wasn't a tan vacation.
They have sun in Rome.
I walked and walked and walked and walked.
Good for you.
Don't they have any scooters?
They do.
They do, but I don't dare to do that.
All right. Fine job as always, Katie. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
I ate 7 courses of darkness.
Wow. Already